This is Game Day exclusive on Talksport. Faye Carruthers, Sam Matterface and former Liverpool and Scotland midfielder Charlie Adam with you live from Hill Dickinson Stadium as Everton host Arsenal under the lights, except not really under the lights as we speak right now, because the lights have been turned down here at this magnificent new stadium. Only camera phone lights twinkling like they're in a Christmas tree are shown across the pitch as a fantastic mural is put across on the right hand side of us on the banks of the Royal Blue Mersey. That is the tifo that is put up on our right hand side, being filmed by all the fans packed into this glorious stadium. It's a huge game, and that requires a huge light show as we're used to seeing here in the Premier League at the moment. Just in case you missed some of the results from earlier on today, by the way, it was a ding-dong of a game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs 1, Liverpool 2 is how it finished, but that doesn't even begin to tell you the story of that game. Spurs ended it with just 9 men left on the pitch. Xavi Simons was sent off for Spurs in the 33rd minute for serious foul play, going down the Achilles of Virgil van Dijk, and then Christian Romero got an unnecessary second yellow card in the 93rd minute. Alexander Isak scored as well for Liverpool, but then hobbled off with an injury. Liverpool into 5th and managed to hold on. There is the siren. Here we go. Very excited about this game. It's a cracker here, and fitting that it's at Christmas as well, on the Saturday before Christmas. Manchester City 3, West Ham 0, the other result today, which puts so much impetus on Mikel Arteta and his side now, because it means Manchester City, just for the moment, are top of the table, and it means that Arsenal need all 3 points in order to regain their place. Oh, listen to that. Always get the chills here at Everton. It's not Goodison Park, but it's a good enough replacement, I can tell you that. In terms of a brand new stadium, Hill Dickinson Stadium welcomes, as blue flares shoot up on the right-hand side, the players of both Everton and Arsenal, led out by referee Sam Barrett, who takes the Premier League ball off the plinth and stands with the players as they line up in front of us. Two managers who know each other so well in Mikel Arteta and David Moyes. They've got huge mutual respect for each other. That, though, is going to be parked for 90 plus minutes as Arsenal look to go back to the top of the Premier League table. Sit back and enjoy live and exclusive national radio commentary here on Talksport with the former Liverpool and Scotland midfielder Charlie Adam, alongside Talksport's number 1, our chief commentator Sam Matterface.
Thank you, Faye. Good evening, everyone, from a chilly Merseyside, where the festive lights are twinkling and where the fight for Christmas number 1 reaches its climax. 4 weeks ago, the bookies had stopped taking bets. Now Arsenal have to win to stay another day. Last Christmas, Liverpool were top, and they did go on to claim the crown. But with City the highest climber in the last few months, the pressure is squarely on the Gunners to deliver. Arsenal have been top of the charts at Christmas 4 times before. Not even Cliff Richard can match that. But on each of those previous occasions, they've never gone on to win the title. Surely, unless they do something stupid, this will be finally their year. The good news is the Arsenal injury crisis is abating. The same can't be said for David Moyes and Everton, for whom Dewsbury Hall is injured and Gay and Njai are at the AFCON. He might be feeling a little bit lonely this Christmas, Moisey in the dugout. It's the final sprint before the big day, and the heavy winter schedule is officially taking its toll. But Arsenal haven't finished yet. After tonight, they welcome Palace to the Emirates in just 72 hours' time. Yep, football this time of year, it's a mad world. And we love it. Everton, who make 3 changes from their defeat down at Chelsea last week, start with Pickford in goal. It's a back 4 of O'Brien, Tarkowski, Keane and Mykolenko, Irabunum and Garner in midfield with Alcaraz in the 10. McNeil comes in on the right-hand side. Grealish will support Tierno Barry, who leads the line. Everton have David Raya in goal. The back 4 is Timber, Saliba, Nkapie and Calafiori. He was suspended last week and steps back into the starting lineup. Zubimendi, Ødegaard and Rice, the midfield trio. Saka, Gyökeres and Trossard up front. Our referee is Sam Barrett. The VAR is Michael Salisbury. The Festive 50 on Talksport is bobbing along nicely, and tonight we offer you a choice of listening, because right now on Talksport 2 we've got commentary of Leeds against Crystal Palace. It doesn't stop there though. Next year we've got even more. The Champions League, the Europa League, the League Cup, the FA Cup, the conclusion of the Premier League, and the prospect of a fairy tale in New York. Yep, we're Talksport, and when it comes to football, we're always number one. The former Everton set-piece coach Charlie Adam is here, former Liverpool midfielder. Obviously Everton hampered by missing personnel, so how does that change the way they approach what is already a tricky task?
Yeah, well, obviously two players are losing in Idrissa Gueye and Iliman Ndiaye, who's been magnificent since he come into the football club under the new management. But different types of players. Alcaraz is more feisty and he wants to go and play and make things happen for the team. Dwight McNeil's more of a technician and won't run away and dribble with the ball, but he's a good technical player, and set plays are going to be massive for Everton tonight.
Well, Arsenal shooting from left to right in the first half in red-bodied jerseys with white sleeves and white shorts, and the home team Everton in blue shirts, white shorts, blue stockings, attacking the goal away to our left-hand side. Pickford smacks the ball through the middle of the night sky. It's a little bit misty on the banks of the River Mersey, and Grealish has worked the ball wide towards the left for Alcaraz to start the first real attack of the match, and it's an Everton attack away to our left-hand side. Our commentary position high up towards the back of the main stand, just left of the halfway line, a perfect bird's eye view for a perfect night of winter football. Here is Tarkowski, who was the last man to score a winner against Arsenal for Everton. Gives it back to Pickford, who in the middle part of his own half clips it long and high. Calafiori collides with Nkapie and drops to the floor after heading the ball. Doesn't look particularly comfortable. He's not back on his feet yet. He gingerly gets back into position as Everton start to progress the ball down the right-hand side. It goes back to halfway, and Tarkowski looks up, looks for a little bit of movement in front, goes square instead to Keane, and then he turns it into Alcaraz, who drops into a deeper midfield position before giving it back to Pickford. Everton played reasonably well in the game at Chelsea, especially between the boxes, Charlie. They had opportunities but didn't really have the ruthlessness to convert any of the ones that they fashioned.
Yeah, and that's the difference at the moment. The level between the two boxes, play really well, build up possession, but it's the final bit, and at the moment they've not had that with that number 9 really to there. They've obviously, other lads have stepped in, but you really as a focal point, you want your number 9 scoring goals, and it'll come with the two lads. I believe they will. I think Barry's a long-term project. Watching him last season in the meetings and stuff like that, I think he's a long-term project and will be good for Everton stepping into a new league. He's a young player, but he's got the athleticism, he's got the prowess to come and play in English football, and he's an unbelievable player in the air as well with his head.
Ball picked up by Rice off the back four, and he runs down the left side of the centre circle. He clips it from left side to right, looking for Saka. Saka's header goes straight to Jack Grealish, and he runs forward with possession for Everton. They move into the centre circle. Timo Rabunam sends it wide. This is Tierno Barry who's picked it up midway inside Arsenal territory. He cuts in on his right foot, drives the ball forward. He looked for the pass which was aimed towards McNeil, who was coming in off the other flank, and he almost found him. It was a good intervention from Saliba to get it clear. Keane rushes out to meet Gyökeres on halfway because they've given the ball away cheaply. They've won it back on the near touchline. Collision between Zubimendi and Alcaraz, a rather spicy collision. David Moyes inside a technical area has a few words as well for Jack Grealish, and we are certainly off and underway here. 3 minutes gone. It's Everton 0, Arsenal 0. And most of Everton's chances actually created by Grealish, Dewsbury Hall and Iliman Ndiaye. And 3 out of 3 of those, are out and unavailable this evening, which is a little bit of a concern for David Moyes.
Yeah, absolutely, with the quality that they are. But just watching the game now, 4-2-3-1 for Everton, 4-3-3 usual for Arsenal. But Everton trying to get a roll out here on this left-hand side at the back of Odegaard, because that's where the press is coming. Odegaard trying to press Michael Keane, and actually Jimmy Gardner's just rolling out there, and that's where the space will come from. So be interesting to see how they keep going, Arsenal, if they keep that with a 4-4-2 press or they try and change it and get Saka maybe to jump to the rollout on this side. But yeah, Everton have started brightly enough with the ball out, and now Arsenal look to try and keep control of the ball, which they'll do with their possession.
Yeah, they're on the halfway now, with Declan Rice getting it back into the centre circle for Saliba. Saliba down to Ødegaard, the captain, the Norwegian, who nudges it into the path of Saka. Saka just trundles down the touchline, then comes back infield, plays it to Ødegaard. Ødegaard plays it square, and then Nkapie, who they picked up from Bayer Leverkusen, has been a pretty important acquisition because of all the injuries they've had in the defensive unit. Just takes it on and feeds it to Zubimendi. Zubimendi back out wide towards the left, and Leandro Trossard back in the starting team tonight. He's made some significant contributions this season already. Saliba sends it wide in towards Saka. He and Grealish collide, and it's the Merseysiders who come away with the ball. Picked up down the left by Mikalenko, who feeds it to Grealish, who overhits his pass, and he knew that as soon as he did so, and it runs out of play and away for a goal kick to Everton, to Arsenal, away to our left-hand side. So nearly 5 minutes gone. This is Talksport, and the Gunners have had a little wobble, Charlie. If they had beaten Chelsea just a month ago, not even a month ago, they would have gone 7 points clear at the top of the table. Failed to win tonight, and Manchester City will be Christmas number 1.
Yeah, but again, it's the ruthlessness of this Premier League. Away from home, the games are so tough. They go to Aston Villa and they lose their late goal. But this Arsenal team they're getting better each year. They're improving all the time. The last final hurdle's the problem at the moment. You know, they've been 3 of the last 4 years top of the league at Christmas. It means nothing, you know. And when the big guns are behind you and coming, they'll come. And especially in the January window, I expect Man City to make a couple of signings, Arsenal to make a couple of signings. And it'll be a real good ding-dong battle at the end of the season.
You're absolutely right about the away form. They need to find their rhythm on the road, don't they? Without a win away from home in the last 3 Premier League games, taking just 2 points in the process. It's been over a year since they went 4 Premier League away games without a win, though, so they'll be confident of getting that tonight. This is Nkapie. Not much football being played in either of the final thirds. A lot of it happening between the boxes at the moment. Arsenal looking to try and control possession deep inside their own territory. 6 minutes gone, goalless and no real goalmouth activity to speak of, and Arsenal need to get a few more comfortable wins under their belt, and that's something that Mikel Arteta has been saying in the build-up to the game. They need to understand that it's going to be tricky. Every game is in the Premier League. Manchester City making light work of West Ham earlier on. Maybe an indicator of what Arsenal need to do in order to just feel a little bit more secure in their position. The ball is played forward out towards the left-hand side. It's Nkapie who takes it up to halfway. Lots of football being played in the Arsenal half at the moment, but mainly by their back 4. Here is Trossard, who drops deep to pick the ball up and fly it out towards this near side. Taken down by Saka. Saka then looks to try and face up Jack Grealish and Mikalenko, who are both doubling up on him. It's Zubimendi now in the centre of the Everton half, and then Timber gets it all the way back to William Saliba, and Arsenal again will try to build from the back, and at the moment they're just cancelling each other out. Yeah,
it looks like Jimmy Gardner's going to do a man-to-man marking job on Ødegaard, because Ødegaard picks up real good spaces in that half pocket on the 8, wants to run in behind, so again when that happens he runs, he'll narrow off Mikalenko, and that's why they tried to switch with Saka. But 3-2 build-up Arsenal, real good fluidity in the movement and the passing, trying to get 5 on the back line, so allowing what they're trying to do. Normally with Everton, what we did last year, we drop the full-back, or the winger, McNeil would go all the way back into full-back position, but tonight looks like Jimmy Gardner's actually going into that defence to follow Ødegaard, so good match up there. Jimmy Gardner's been magnificent this year and probably on the edges of that England squad, and he'll be trying to show somebody tonight, Thomas Tuchel or Anthony Barry, watching, that he's capable of being in that next squad.
Saliba wins the ball on halfway. Yeah, certainly James Garner has been growing an influence on the team, and David Moyes has mentioned that. Ball back towards Raya, edge of his area, left-hand side. Kicks it long, high, up towards Gyökeres. It's won by Tarkowski, nudged out to the far side, and O'Brien, and he guides it back towards his goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. 8 minutes gone, 0-0. Hard and fast up the pitch towards the right-hand side. Calafiori heads the ball across the face of his own goal to Nkapie. It was a little bit dicey, but then the second action is to whip it up towards the halfway line. Tarkowski takes it down, he miscontrols and then has to turn under pressure from Trossard, and he does so successfully and feeds Jake O'Brien, who's just on halfway for Everton. who are being urged to get forward a little bit quicker by their supporters here. And Arsenal have conceded the first goal in 5 of their last 7 Premier League away games, including in each of the last 3. So that might be a little bit of encouragement to an Everton team that don't score too many goals. Only 18 so far in this Premier League season. Here is Grealish, dropping deep, just on the edge of the centre circle, and trying to find a way through. Everton now faced up with 2 banks of 4 that Arsenal have put in front of their 18-yard box. Out to the right-hand side the ball goes. It's into O'Brien. O'Brien back to Tarkowski, and we're all the way back to Pickford.
Yeah, just for Arsenal again, for that 4-4-2, and not allowing Everton any time they want to, just keep them there, keep them in front of them and nothing in behind. But good matchup here tonight. Because I know, looking at Grealish, I think he'll be trying to show everybody how good a player he is, especially against that Saka and Timber on this left-hand side.
Chance to cross from McNeil into the centre from the far left. It's headed away by Saliba. It's run loose in the Arsenal half of the field. In front of the centre circle is Keane, and he's got it for Everton, who come forward here. Mikalenko with a cross-field pass towards the back edge of the area, away by Calafiori. He heads it down into the path of Trossard, and now Arsenal look to try and progress up the pitch with Declan Rice, who just dips his shoulder and kicks into gear, goes past McNeil and plays it centrally. And there is Zubimendi finding Ødegaard, and he in turn sends the ball out wide towards Jurrien Timber. Timber to Saka, who's just travelled infield a little bit, clipped the ball against both feet and then run laterally into the Everton half. He looks up now and he's just left of centre, finding Ødegaard. Ødegaard now faced with 5 and then 4 blue shirts lined up on the edge of the box. Being pushed back, Everton, but Arsenal not going anywhere near the box at the moment. They're keeping the ball on halfway, and it's been quite a sedate start from the team that want to be the champions. Here is Trossard looking up, trying to find a pocket of space for Ødegaard, who's being, as Charlie's already mentioned, stalked by Jimmy Garner. The ball is won by Tarkowski as they try to slide it through to Gyökeres, and then Trossard wins it back. Rice in a 50-50 over on the far side. He gets there ahead of O'Brien, who just hesitated slightly, but they win it back through McNeil, and then Garner back to the right side. O'Brien, and Everton have possession again deep inside their own half. 11 minutes played. You're listening to Everton 0, Arsenal 0 on Talksport with Sky Sports. And don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Leeds against Palace live right now. Search Now Sports.
Yeah, that was the opportunity. The crowd were wanting Jake O'Brien there just to go and have a 50-50 with Declan Rice there, but he never got it. Just going for a corner.
I don't know what Saliba was doing there. I don't know if he just lost the fact that Barry was going behind him, but it was a hopeful ball played down the left side of the box. He just stuck out his right foot and diverted it behind and away for a corner.
Yeah, no, he didn't obviously never knew who was round him and didn't want to try and control it or want to try and hook it on, but interesting to see what Everton do here. Normally last year we would have tried to attack the front post area.
Well, you were the former set-piece coach. Are they still using some of your plays?
Well, not my plays, the manager's plays. Manager has a lot of say and control and likes to be involved in it defensively. So, wants to be doing the right things, but they've been really good this year.
Here's Garner's corner towards the back post, and Raya came and didn't come anywhere near claiming the ball. It went towards Tarkowski, who's at that far post, and he slid in, played the ball against Timber, and wins the throw-in high up on the far side. Jurrien Timber's furious about it and confronts the assistant, but it will go out for a throw-in, and Jake O'Brien will try and torpedo this ball into the penalty area.
Again, that was something we had in terms of when we went into the club was, we just tried to find out who could take long throws, and just by the off chance I took him and Jimmy Gardner. And
O'Brien's ball flicked on towards the near post, and Barry tries to react, plays it against Timber. It goes out for another corner, and Everton just putting a little bit of pressure on the Arsenal back line for the first time on the night.
Yeah, good opportunity to put it in the box. We see a lot of long throws and corners now, but this is normally, when it's Dwight McNeil, he'll look to try and go round the back. That's his favourite, sort of golf swing, 7-iron around the back post, trying to get with Tarkowski, even under Dyche and stuff like that. That's where they've been successful. So he'll try and look to go around the back here.
Michael Keane lurking too. He's scored a couple of goals. Here is that ball towards the back post. Tarkowski is going towards it, but it was overhit this time by Dwight McNeil. Hasn't played too much football this year and is stepping in today for Iliman Ndiaye. and it goes straight out of play and away for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. 13.5 gone. Talksport, Leeds 0, Palace 0 over on Talksport 2 right now. If you want to listen to that, you can download our app. You can flick between the two stations and you can listen to commentary of that Premier League game, which kicked off also at 8 o'clock tonight. Liverpool beat Spurs by 2-1. Isak and Ekitike on the score sheet. Richarlison did pull one back, but they had two players sent off Spurs. Xavi Simons for a stupid tackle and Romero for just being stupid. Second yellow card for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And as a result, both will miss their next games, which come just after the Christmas break. There is about 3 days of Christmas break this year for some of these Premier League players. A mistake by Zubamendi. Charlie Alcaraz has escaped, and then he's run towards Saliba and shown too much of it to Saliba, and Arsenal managed to just about shovel it clear. It's won back by Mikalenko. Zubamendi is wrestling with Alcaraz in the middle of the park, and now the ball's coming down the right hand side with O'Brien. And that was an opportunity for Everton, and Alcaraz just making an entry into the penalty area, and if he'd had greater composure there, Charlie, he might have got a shot away.
Yeah, he just took that extra touch he didn't need to take, but
Arsenal on the counter-attack now with Saka winning the ball from Alcaraz and trying to funnel it down the right side into the path of Gyökeres, but that was overhit by Saka, and it's cleared away by Jordan Pickford. 0-0.
Yeah, just good play from Alcaraz in the first place with Zubamendi running past him and winning the ball, but he took that extra touch and Saliba just blocked it. But yeah, it was a good battle, that Zubamendi and Alcaraz in that middle of the park.
Well, it's also worth remembering that after Haaland scored twice and Reinders scored for Manchester City, not even a draw will do for Arsenal if they want to go back to the top of the table at Christmas. They need to win here in order to secure top spot on Christmas Day. Brentford beat winless Wolves earlier. Burnley drew at Bournemouth, and Sunderland got a point down at Brighton. Here is Zubamendi out to the far touchline. Trossard takes over now. He travels midway inside the Everton half before trying to get a cross in, which is blocked by O'Brien. It comes back to Rice, who's just left of the centre circle, slows it down, bops it off to Zubamendi, gets it back, plays it square. This is Jurrien Timber for Arsenal, sending it down the right into the winger Saka, who tries to take on Mikalenko. Mikalenko does well against him, plays it against his toes, goes towards the corner flag and then hoiks it up into the path of Barry, who wins another aerial duel. He's very good at those. Last season, when you were scouting those, there were certain things that you picked up from him. Yeah, absolutely. His aerial duels in the box, longer balls, and something that you don't realise in Spain, for Villarreal played a lot of long balls, and he had a lot of success with that. But the thing about just use Mikalenko here is that when he plays against a so-called one of the top players, always does really well, especially against Saka. Always plays really well against Saka. Yeah, he raises his game, doesn't he, Mikalenko? Yeah, really good player. Humble guy. Obviously Ukrainian international, and he's done an unbelievable job since he's come to Everton. 17 gone. This is Talksport. Charlie Adam and Sam Adderface at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Here is Charlie Alcaraz. He's going to try and go forward and then check back, sends it into Mikalenko, then Grealish takes over and he trundles down the left touchline. He's trying to get onto Saka. He pokes the ball between Timber and Saka but can't get on the end of it. He then tries hard to win it back. It deflects off the England international and goes out for a throw into Arsenal, just level with the edge of the penalty area. It hasn't been a fluid game yet. Both teams rather cagey, sort of sussing each other out. There haven't been too many spaces for Arsenal to exploit, and they struggled to break down Wolves last week, Charlie. I was at that game. They profited in the end from two late own goals. Saka was instrumental in both. Yeah, but they're finding ways, and that's important. But it has been a scrappy game so far. Saka from the throw gets a bit of space, travels in field, sends it long and out to the left for Trossard, who's now duelling with O'Brien, who stands up to him well and nudges the ball out to the far side. But Calafiori picks it back up again. In it goes towards Declan Rice, who looks to turn and runs, chest puffed down. He moves into an advanced position, but Saka's ball went backwards rather than into Declan Rice's path. Calafiori sends it back wide again, then Saka gets the return, a low ball in towards Gyökeres, comes back out to Zubamendi, who cracks one from the edge of the box after it was defended by the Everton back line, and from the edge of the 18-yard box it's sent high into the stand behind our right, and it goes out for a goal kick. Yeah, much better from Arsenal. Saka on the opposite side, getting on the ball, done in the half space, and he tries to cut it back, but it falls to Zubamendi, and it's just a little bit behind him on his left foot.
at least hit the target with the quality he has. But yeah, Arsenal just starting to get into the game. I was just thinking there about Declan Rice. The form he's been in since he's come to Arsenal has been incredible, isn't it? And the level of his game intelligence, but also working with the manager and the players around him is, like I say, one of the best midfielders in Europe at the moment.
Yeah, I spoke to him the other week, and he was saying that Mikel Arteta had sort of really knocked on his game more than he could imagine in so many different ways, in all aspects of it. And if you look at his career trajectory since leaving West Ham United, playing in big finals for England, winning that Conference League for West Ham, coming into this Arsenal team, taking responsibility in big games, go back to Real Madrid at the end of last season. He's had a terrific improvement. His graph of improvement has been continually going upwards since he arrived.
Yeah, but just I think speaking to people that know him and the manager, I think he has got a really good relationship and speaks to him quite a bit about it, is that just around the club, how he looks after himself is incredible,
Good ball by Calafiori into Gyökeres, who turns it round the corner to Saka. Saka races away down the right hand side. He plays it behind Timber, who'd got on the overlap though. Timber's got it inside the area, gets it back to Saka now. Down the right side of the box finds Ødegaard. Ødegaard trying to bend the ball in towards Gyökeres, whose flicked header goes towards the far post, and it goes narrowly wide of the right hand upright. I just think that move was probably the best that Arsenal have constructed. It started with David Raya actually inside his own penalty area, put under pressure by Tierno Barry. A little Cruyff turn to get away from the striker, fed it into Calafiori. He evaded one of the presses from Everton and then fed it into Gyökeres, quickly turned it round the corner, but then that next ball from Saka down to Timber just wasn't quite right, and that slowed the attack.
Yeah, never got him and just got into his rhythm and into his path there. But again, Ødegaard opening up that left foot, wonderful left foot, and half space cross to Gyökeres just behind him. But yeah, we know that Arsenal team, they're dangerous, especially when Ødegaard's free and he can get his head up. That's the type of cross he likes in that half space, and Gyökeres might have done a little bit better, maybe controlled a bit.
He doesn't really get involved in Arsenal's build-up play, Victor Gyökeres.
Yeah, but near does Erling Haaland, and he sticks the ball in the back of the net, doesn't he?
Well, I suppose the criticism would be that he hasn't done that as often as
no, again, I get that, and what Faye says at the start of the game, you said about the pre-season. The pre-season is everything. Yeah. If you miss that pre-season, you're chasing your tail for fitness and the confidence. It makes a huge difference to what you do, and he's finding that, and the speed of the Premier League is totally different from Championship and also at Lisbon. So yeah, it's taking time to get up to speed, and that's why probably he's used Moreno more than what he wants.
Yeah, he's a different type of striker as well.
Yeah.
Just two strikers make more per 90 runs in behind in the Premier League this season than Victor Gyökeres. His conversion rate in front of goal is pretty similar actually to all of the other strikers that Arsenal have been using, all the front men that Arsenal have been using. Doesn't get that much service. It's around about 22%. Here is Ødegaard moving up towards the right edge of the centre circle as Arsenal look to try and build the play. Timber down the right into Saka. Saka now looking to face up Mykolenko and go on the outside. He's got Timber for support. He's still trundling down the touchline, then comes on the inside, change of gear. Lovely little ball around the corner for Timber, who's deflected, cross goes towards the far post, and then Gyökeres throws himself at the ball, suggests he was pushed in the back. Yeah. The referee says no penalty and it's a corner.
I think this could be a penalty. It was good play from Saka. Cuts inside and delivers the ball, but there is definitely an opportunity for the referee to look at this. Jake O'Brien pushing Gyökeres just as he was about to head it.
Well, the cross came in from Jurrien Timber after a brilliant little ball from Saka, who cut inside and then fed it down the line. There was certainly a deflection on the cross which sent it into the air. Gyökeres was favourite for it, and it did look as if there was a little nudge. Now Sam Barrett on field says no penalty. Now, what's the VAR going to say here? Was there enough?
No, I don't think there is. No, just looking back at the highlight here, no, he doesn't actually. Gyökeres has gone too early.
Well, the decision has been made. No penalty, no foul. And we have a corner kick instead for Arsenal. And I think that's probably the right decision. The VAR, Michael Salisbury, feeling as if there was no need to call Sam Barrett to the monitor to show him. 23 gone midway through the first half. This is Talksport. It's Everton 0, Arsenal 0, but Everton have a corner to defend here. They're backloading the far post here, Everton. They now travel towards the middle, and Calafiori gets up there with a glance header which goes straight behind, and he missed the target by quite some distance, and it goes out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. Let's go off to Ellen Road, and Chris Hull is waiting for us with an update.
Leeds 0, Palace 0. We're in the 24th minute. Leeds have started well. There have been chances for both sides. Joe Rodon with a shot, the home side from 18 yards, deflected just wide, and then from the resulting corner, Rodon just headed inches wide. Nketiah has also forced a smart save from Perry. This one's live on Talksport 2. Leeds 0, Palace 0.
Now they're checking a possible handball here at the Hill Dickinson Stadium after that corner. So the corner came in, the ball went towards the back post. It did look as if there was a hand there, and I think the referee is going to go up to the monitor. Now, whose hand was it?
Jake O'Brien.
He went up and put it, it was up in front of his face. Why would he do that? He's led with his arm and he's touched the ball. It's going to be a penalty.
Similar to Van Dijk was it a few weeks ago, Van Dijk, when when he puts his hand up for no reason.
Eindhoven.
Yeah, in the Champions League. There's no reason for him to put his hand up. It's the same here. I don't know why he's put his arms up.
It was from the corner as the ball came to the far post. O'Brien puts his hand in the air.
Like Michael Jordan here, slam dunking.
Yeah, absolutely no need for him to go up with both hands. Does he get a touch on it? That's the question. He does. And unless he thinks there's a push from Calafiori, he's got to give a penalty here.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if he doesn't give a penalty. But
he will do.
It's just madness why he's gone with his heads. I don't know if maybe he's been nudged.
It's a penalty, and the referee's about to tell everybody about it. He's done the TV signal. We probably won't be able to hear him very well because, he said handball. It's going to be a penalty for Arsenal away to our right-hand side, and the crowd have just realised that. They're booing, but when they see the replay, they'll know. Jake O'Brien fingering the ball as it comes across unnecessarily, and as a result of that, Arsenal are going to have the chance to score from the spot. Martin Ødegaard will walk over with the ball, hold it underneath his jersey, and just wait a little bit here. There's going to be a yellow card, I think. Now, I think it was Jake O'Brien, but Mikalenko is the one who's got the yellow card.
Yeah, for stamping on the penalty spot.
Well, yellow card for Mikalenko. And a penalty for Arsenal. Now, Martin Ødegaard is standing over the ball. He's got 5 penalties for Arsenal in the Premier League. He's scored 4 of them. But Bukayo Saka has scored his last 8 Premier League penalties in a row. So it'll be interesting to see who does put the ball down eventually. Sometimes the captain will take the spotlight away and then switch it over. He's going to give it to Victor Gyökeres instead. Now, he scored a lot of penalties in Lisbon and also scored a penalty or 2 for Arsenal. In fact, he's scored his last 5, and he varies where he goes, sometimes down to the goalkeeper's right, sometimes to the goalkeeper's left, once or twice through the middle. But this is a big opportunity to score for the first time since coming back for injury. He's 5 games without a goal. Victor Gyökeres from the spot slams it down the middle and puts Arsenal into the lead. And Victor Gyökeres steps into Christmas with his first goal since coming back from injury to give Arsenal the lead against Everton at the Hill Dickinson Stadium.
Yeah, it's a brilliant penalty. He just puts his laces through it. Pickford obviously dives the same way and it just goes above him, but I just think it's just a moment of madness from O'Brien really there, putting both hands up to go and attack it.
Well, David Moyes will be furious. Victor Gyökeres will be relieved, because I thought when I was looking at Ødegaard, there's no chance that he's going to take this if he's the one holding the ball for so long, because he was drawing, it was like the lightning rod, wasn't he? Getting Pickford in his face, he was poking him and trying to wind him up, and then he handed the ball over to Gyökeres at the last minute. That just took the pressure off, and certainly that goal will take the pressure off Victor Gyökeres. His first goal since coming back from injury. He hasn't scored since then. His last was on the 1st of November, but he has one the week before Christmas.
Yeah, but again, that's Arsenal, isn't it? Not really played to the top level of we know they can, but they've been in the game, they've had moments, they've had little bits of quality, but when it comes to it, they've taken their goal and had their opportunity to go 1-0 up. So yeah, interesting to see how they come through this period now, Arsenal, and do they step the foot on the gas, or do they stay the way they are and play and and try and see where they go till half time. But yeah, just going back to that from, when you set up first set play, first corner, and you give away a penalty, it's really disappointing for Everton.
It's frustrating, isn't it? If you're
yeah, definitely, because you know that the Arsenal are so powerful, so strong, and the quality they've got, but to give away a goal like that is really, really disappointing, because they'd actually defend it quite well and it goes out, but obviously the handball has killed it in the end.
It's a bit of a Christmas gift from Everton to Arsenal, who lead now by 1-0. Barry guiding it back to Ghana as they look to come forward. They're inside the Arsenal half, a little slip ball down the left-hand side. Raya has to come out quickly, he scurries off his line and into a sort of right full-back position, and then slides across the turf and gathers the ball up, and then will distribute it forward. Everton 0, Arsenal 1 on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it.
Yeah, Mikel, I'm just watching Mikel here. He was going frantic there on the touchline to Timber about something, so no, he's not happy, and you can see that in the performance. The performance is, again, Raya there, sloppy pass out.
They haven't been at it, have they? They've not been at their very best, Arsenal, but they do lead by 1-0, courtesy of that penalty from Victor Gyökeres. Header forward by Zubamendi into the path of Ødegaard. He finds Rice, and then Calafiori skips down the left looking for the avenue to try and go on the attack, but McNeil blocks that, and it goes back towards the 18-yard box, and it's collected by Saliba, and then into Ødegaard, who's dropped very, very deep. He sends it to Nkapie, who just starts to strive up towards the edge of the penalty area.
This is what you don't want, is Ødegaard just start dictating the play and playing as a 6 and getting control of the game, because he's dangerous when he plays there and looking with the quality he has. But Everton really need to start stepping on and being more aggressive. Like now, Brian being more aggressive against Calafiori and not allow him time to turn.
A couple of times Everton, when they've gone behind, have wilted slightly. I'll go back to the Newcastle game.
Yeah,
that was a prime example of that. Yeah. They just sort of lost their heads in that match.
Yeah, and that's something that, like you say, that's something you can't afford to do, especially when you're playing against the big clubs, is that lose a goal and then lose a goal quickly after that, because the game can go away from you, and I've seen that with them. Tottenham as well, they've had the moments in the season so far, but
they do have more points at this stage of the season than they'd had last year. In fact, the only real blot on their copybook is those games where they've lost all 5 against the other 5 teams that have played in this season's Champions League. Here is Saliba.
But does that show the levels?
Yeah, probably.
Where the club, where Everton are as a football club at the moment, rebuilding, new owners, manager coming in, trying to rebuild the squad. Like the manager said in his press conference in the last few days, is that we've not gone out and just splashed big money.
No.
We've tried to be sensible and build slowly, and ultimately the results that they've had have probably been more than what they've expected. I think they've got 4 wins more than they had at this time last year, so it's been a positive start from Everton this year.
14 minutes to go before half-time. Arsenal lead by 1-0, and Timber is on the escape here, trying to get away from Irabunum, and he's done that. He's running across his body. He's brought down by Irabunum. The referee said he got the ball, and then Ødegaard reacting to that gives away a free kick, and the referee immediately comes on the scene just to diffuse any afters which started to overspill, and the free kick is given 15 yards inside Everton territory. Jordan Pickford still gobbing off at the assistant on this near side.
He's again, been a key player, isn't he, Pickford? But he's an unbelievable person to be in and around, and his energy around the club and in the dressing room is incredible. But some of the things he does on the pitch, I think, how is he focused and how is he like? The game is going on, and he's shouting at linesmen and referees. But that's him, feels his way to get through a game. But yeah, brilliant lad to have actually worked with him.
He says the reason he does all that is to keep him involved in the game.
Yeah.
Here is Ghana over on the far side. Keane gets it wide. He goes back to halfway, and Tarkowski's got it now. It's 1-0 to the Arsenal. Familiar refrain of the Arsenal support, which is over in the far corner. You can see the spotted appearance of a few red shirts over a couple of overcoats over on the far side. There is quite a bit of red and white over there, but not as much as you would usually see as people wrap up for the winter chill as the wind comes off the Mersey and through the Hill Dickinson Stadium. This magnificent arena on Bramley Moor Dock. which Everton have constructed, and will host European Championship games when England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales host the European Championships in 2028. Here is Trossard, little back heel into Calafiori, who loves to come forward and make up the extra attacker. It slips out towards the right side, and now a little push by Ødegaard into the path of Saka. Now Timber, back out to Ødegaard on the right-hand side. Edge of the area on the overlap is Timber. He gives it to him. It's crossed into the box. It's a dangerous one. It's steered away by Keane. It's a very good header by Keane as well, because he managed to divert it right outside the box and away from harm's way. Back it comes through Zubimendi, then Trossard, and then on the edge of the area left-hand side, Saka, who started to wander in order to try and pick up more space. He has it again on that far side, the left, coming in, playing it back out again. Zubimendi takes over. They're on the angle of the box here, and Zubimendi travels centrally before finding Ødegaard. Ødegaard lifting it over the top. Saka makes a run. Trossard does too, but it's O'Brien who reacts first and nudges it into the arms of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's nearly a brilliant pass from Ødegaard. There's the time and space to get the ball up, and he just tries to flick it over O'Brien, but O'Brien actually does well to get a touch on it back into Pickford. But good play from Arsenal. Let's say Saka starting to go wandering and getting on the ball, and I see that more with Arsenal, you know, allowing Saka to get on the ball. Ødegaard got on the ball. As long as people are filling the spaces where people should be, then I think Mikel is happy to allow his more technical players to go and make things happen for them.
And the latest odds are available from Betfair. Currently Everton 0, Arsenal 1. The official betting partner of Talksport's Premier League coverage tells us right now you can get Everton at 16-1 to come back and win the game. Arsenal 6-1 on to win the match, and the draw is 5-1. That's all thanks to Betfair. Play in a different league this season with safe sub from Betfair. 18 plus. BigGambleAware.org. Arsenal have possession. Declan Rice dripping the ball over the top of the Everton defence. Mikalenko just positions himself well enough, watches the flight of the ball and nods it back into the arms of Pickford from the left full-back position. Pickford has it and manages to bowl it out into Michael Keane, who's under a little bit of pressure here from Ødegaard, and he swivels and turns it wide towards O'Brien, who's high up right side. McNeil takes over and comes infield. He then guides it back to his goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, and Everton look to build. It's a difficult situation, isn't it, for Everton, because the last thing they would have wanted was to go behind in the game, because that makes everything 10 times more difficult. But I don't think they'll change the approach too much whilst it's still 1-0.
No, you can't afford to open up, because this Arsenal team will then open you up properly, and they can score numerous goals. So again, Everton have to keep doing what they're doing. I don't think Everton have played that bad. Again, we knew that Everton wouldn't have the ball, but when they've had the opportunities to go forward, they've done that. But you know, to lose the goal the way they've lost the goal is hugely disappointing. But there's opportunities for Everton. If they do keep more composure with the ball, then they'll get opportunities against Arsenal, because Arsenal won't come really after you. They'll wait and set a trigger and a press for you, and then that's when they go. But if Arsenal are allowed to then dictate the game, that will then become problems for Everton.
Yeah, the other issue is that it just doesn't look as if there's any goals in this team, and that is a massive problem. When you think that they've scored 18 so far this season, and 10 of them are by players that aren't any longer in this Everton starting lineup, that is of concern. Here is Ødegaard trying to swirl it down the right. The clearance by Mikalenko is unorthodox, but he gets the job done, and they clear to halfway. This is Talksport. And Nkapie has it just short of the halfway line. He cuts it back infield. Everton's home form's been pretty solid since moving in here, but they have lost 2 of the last 4 at home in the Premier League. And they're losing here to an Arsenal team that want to be top of the Christmas pile. Back it goes to Saliba, into Zubimendi. Zubimendi down the right side of the box. He looks up, he's got Trossard stationed right over on the far touchline. He goes to Nkapie, who then gives it to the Belgian, who travels infield, looks up. Again, there's lots of blue shirts stationed in front of him and not enough movement from the red ones. So Rice takes over centre field, then Timber, then Saka. But Rice has made a driving run to break the lines, but they don't return it to him. They go back instead to Timber rather than risk the ball. And they keep possession on halfway.
I've been there as a player. I'm just imagining what I was like as a player now, thinking that there's 10 or 12 Arsenal players on that pitch, because there's that many bodies everywhere. The rotations are so good. There's always people there. You feel like there's more people around than there actually is. And now they're getting to control of the game. And Everton at some point need to try and edge the game. Like now, Grealish has to get up to the ball.
Ball clipped forward though by Timber, looking to release Saka. It's headed away by Mikalenko and then picked up by Alcaraz, but there's nowhere for him to go. It is a heavy touch by him, which gives it straight back to Rice, and then that's a poor challenge from Tarkowski from behind through the back of Gyökeres, which is going to yield a free kick about 15 yards back from the edge of the D.
Yeah, tough one from Tarky there. I think he was hoping that, or he thought that Gyökeres was actually going to turn and then he can get his tackle in, but Gyökeres actually takes his touch away from him and catches him. Just catches him on the toe. But Arsenal now starting, like I say, get control, looking to get good rhythm in their play and speed in the pass and the quality with the 1-2s, and the game starting to open a little bit up, and Everton are not wanting that to happen.
Goal at Ellen Road, Chris Hull.
38 minutes on the clock, Leeds 1, Palace 0. Captain Ampadu, such a dangerous weapon, that long throw from the far side. It's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. His first attempt is saved by Henderson, and Calvert-Lewin makes no mistake with the follow-up. This one's live on Talksport 2, Leeds 1, Palace 0.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin has scored in 5 straight Premier League games.
Yeah, amazing. Obviously, when we were here, he sorry for that. That was an Everton fan not happy with Calvert-Lewin. But no, when we were here, he just couldn't stay fit in terms of he had a surgery in the hamstring and stuff like that, and it was difficult for him. But he's had real good form at the moment for Leeds, and I was talking about maybe last week about some of the England call-ups. So yeah, good for him.
Oh dear. It's one of those moments you just can't control.
He just absolutely...
Apologies for the industrial language, but we're sitting right amongst the fans here. We're Talksport, we're here for the fans, we're with the fans. And when they express their views, sometimes we can't help but broadcast them. Anyway, apologies if you were offended. Hope you didn't choke on your chips. 5 minutes to go before the break. It is Saka taking the ball away from Mykolenko, feeding it back to Saliba. Saliba then, I'm not entirely sure what he was trying to do, but he was getting it away from the Everton press, and he's eventually found Calafiori, but he hooked the ball right the way over the top of the penalty area towards the far side, and Calafiori had to scurry back into position. This is David Raya, who's taking a more direct route out towards the near touchline, right up to the halfway line with his pass, and it's a good one into Timber, and then Trossard drops and dips a shoulder, runs forward, and then releases the ball out to Calafiori. Felt he was caught there, Trossard, afterwards, but the ball has been won by Calafiori on that far touchline. Back in it goes to Trossard centre field, then on to Ødegaard, then down the right is Saka. This is good movement from Arsenal. They're into the box now. Saka coming infield. He's given it to Ødegaard, edge of the box. He switched to play to Rice. There's lots of men over. Rice strikes it right-footed, tries to bend it in the top corner. It goes over the bar, and it goes out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. This is Talksport.
Yeah, good patience from Arsenal there. Coming out to Arsenal, to Ødegaard, out to Declan Rice, but at least hit the target. But no, Arsenal breaking quickly there. Looked like that goals gave Arsenal a lift. Real good confidence in the team. I think just watching them to Rice and Zubamendi actually playing really close together and trying to connect the game to allow Ødegaard to play further forward, and real good partnership with Rice and Zubamendi at the moment.
Loads of live football for you upcoming on Talksport. Into Game Day Live tomorrow, we'll keep you in touch with the top of the table clashes in the Scottish Premierships. Both Hearts and Celtic in action. Hearts take on Rangers. Celtic have struggled under Wilfred Nancy. We'll keep you in touch with that. Plus, we've got Aston Villa against Manchester United. It's a huge game. We'll be bringing you reports and goals from that as well. Perry Groves and I with Alex Crook tomorrow from 2 o'clock tomorrow. Monday night football comes from Craven Cottage. We've got Fulham against Nottingham Forest. That's live from the Premier League. Then Tuesday night, Arsenal backing action in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. They take on Crystal Palace. That kicks off at 8 o'clock. And Jim Proudfoot and Scott Minto will be alongside Adrian for that one. We're looking forward to it. This is Talksport. We're 3 minutes away from the half-time whistle. And Arsenal lead thanks to a Victor Gyökeres penalty scored after just 27 minutes after a mistake by Jake O'Brien, a misjudgment by O'Brien, who put his hands in the air like he just didn't care. Only when the VAR have alerted the referee, certainly did.
Yeah, now Arsenal look, say, just seeing at the game now, Everton waiting in that 4-5-1 block, just low block, not allowing anything to go through in the middle. But Arsenal patient, want to keep the ball, happy just to keep moving it and waiting for Everton to come out and then pick them off. But yeah, I think Everton will be happy enough in terms of what they're given to the game. But again, going back to the manager, you'd be thinking you set everything up and first corner kick comes in and you give away a penalty against a team that that are going to cause you problems when they do get set play. So to give away a goal like that is very, very disappointing.
Here is Saka on halfway, trying to run into the middle of the Everton half. He releases Declan Rice, who starts to power forward. He's just left the centre circle here and then flips the ball towards the edge of the box. Didn't have enough distance on it to get it over the top of the Everton players' heads on the edge of the box, and it's headed away. And they look to build again. Rice brushes aside McNeil. Ball keeps moving. Referee says, continue. Play the advantage. He gives it to Zubimendi, and then it goes back to Rice once more. 90 seconds before the break, a few of the Everton supporters just deciding that now's the best time to go and join the beer queue. And it's collected by Saliba, and he runs forward. And he looks to feed Gyökeres. He's running in behind here, gets the better of the defender and gets the shot away. It's a good bit of defending by Tarkowski, because he looked as if he was going to get beaten by Gyökeres there. And then he just recovered to do enough to get Gyökeres off balance as he pulled the trigger.
Yeah, that space opens up because Michael Keane actually gets attracted to Timber in the 8, and that opens the space up for Gyökeres to actually run in, and Tarky actually does brilliant to get back and put him off. But these bars are much different to the ones at Goodison now.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I've come to watch a game, and downstairs a really good hospitality now compared to when it was at Goodison. So
that's why Wayne Rooney's come up today. He's here today.
Think he's paid for a ticket, or do you think
I'd be disappointed if he wasn't being looked after. It's Wayne Rooney. 4 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. When you came here the other week, were you looked after?
Yeah, the club got me a free drink and a bit of food.
Yeah, that's nice. There was a little bit of aggression off the ball here, and Calafiori has gone down. Now, I think Tierno Barry was involved in this. Calafiori went down in a crumpled heap and is suggesting that he got some sort of contact. The referee's gone over to have a look. They both went up for the ball. Barry did absolutely nothing, really.
No, I just think it's just Calafiori's land on his back and winded. I don't think there's any too much problems there from Barry, but yeah, he's hurt himself.
Yeah, he's fallen just awkwardly, I think, and that's the reason for the delay. And we've got 4 minutes of added time, of which we've wandered into 30 seconds, and yet there is a little bit of frustration amongst the crowd and amongst David Moyes and his coaching staff, because he just wants to get on with the game. He's suggesting that Calafiori should just be taken off the pitch here, but they have to be a little bit careful, especially if there's a suggestion of possible head injuries. I mentioned the live football that takes us up to Christmas. Boxing Day is absolutely massive, by the way. We've got games on Boxing Day starting at 12:30 with Birmingham against Derby. Birmingham not on a particularly good run, especially away from home. Might be better at St Andrews when they take on Derby. Millwall Ipswich is on Talksport 2 at the same time. We've got Game Day Live taking you around the grounds, including the dulcet tones of Charlie Adam on Boxing Day. Looking forward to that. Where are you going?
Stoke Preston. Oh,
yeah.
Classic. Preston done well. Paul's done a brilliant job.
He's done really well.
Stoke have fell off a bit of a cliff at the moment, haven't they?
Yes, they were in contention for automatic promotion. That seems a little bit of a distant possibility now. Coventry Swansea's live on Talksport 2 at 3 o'clock on Boxing Day. 5:30 we've got Wrexham versus Sheffield United while the boys do the game day phone-in. And then I'll be at Manchester United versus Newcastle on Boxing Day, the only Premier League game. We've got Manchester United's former captain and former Newcastle manager, Steve Bruce, part of the commentary team. He was good the other night.
Yeah, good. I think, brilliant experience and seen a lot in the game management, but also as a player, and talks really well about the game. So, no, good to see and hear and listen to these people talk about their experiences and what it means to play at big clubs, but also manage at big clubs as well. It's real fascination to listen to these people.
Well, you can listen on your homeward journey from Stoke.
Yeah, absolutely. At the pleasure of having a bit of a Zoom call with Jose Mourinho in midweek.
Did you?
Yeah, on the Pro Licence, Scottish Pro Licence. We had an hour and a half with Jose, in good form as usual, and so we were meant to be on for 2 hours. And Wales are breaking the game. We're meant to be on for 2 hours. And Josie turns around. It's 7:20. You have 4 minutes left. I need to go. So 4 minutes come. He goes. He gets up, said bye, and then just switched the computer straight off. And that was it. Classic Jose. Brilliant. But yeah, just an insight to having an hour and a half with him and talking about his career and coaching and leadership was brilliant.
Excellent. I'm pleased that they do those on those pro licences. You need to hear from the top people, don't you? We've played 3 minutes of added time. We're back underway again. Everton coming forward here, and Grealish has got it on the edge of the area. That was a little bit wild from him following through as he lost the ball after good intervention from Nkapie. Gyökeres trying to tussle with Keane. The ball runs loose. A bit of a handoff by Irabunum to keep Zubamendi at bay. And Everton just adding a little bit of physicality to the game in the last few moments of the first half. They trail by a 1-0 to a Gyökeres penalty. The ball is clipped forward down the inside right channel. Tierno Barry wins the header, as he often does. Grealish then from the knockdown from Irabunum gets it back to Tim Irabunum. Edge of the area, and Garner with a cross into the box, and Raya comes out, grabs the ball above everybody's head, and will take this to the perimeter of his penalty area. It's Everton 0, Arsenal 1 on Talksport. We're live at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, where lots of empty blue seats now are visible because it's nearly half-time. There has been another goal at Leeds, though. Here's Talksport's Chris Hull.
Leeds United 2, Crystal Palace 0, and it's that man who's on fire, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, with his second goal of the afternoon, heading in from close range. Both goals have been from close range, but this man is on fire and in form. This one is live on Talksport 2, Leeds 2, Palace 0.
6 goals in 5 games for Dominic Calvert-Lewin of Leeds United, formerly of Everton. And he's scored again tonight. So Leeds are 2-0 up against Crystal Palace, and all that does around us is just engender a few shakes of the heads of Everton supporters who have seen their team have a lot of possession in games this season, create half chances but not have anybody to finish them. Maybe he might have done, but maybe it was good for a change of scenery. Everton have got to deal with a counter-attack here, and Arsenal got numbers over, and Odegaard has sent the ball wide out towards Gyökeres. Gyökeres with the cross towards the far post. Saka with a header. It's always going to be difficult for him to squeeze that in, having to get up to try and get over the ball to head it down. He just flicked off his head and went behind and out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. I just think that maybe that ball from Odegaard was just a little bit too wide for Gyökeres, was it?
Yeah, I think it was just too heavy for him, and it was not a great run from Gyökeres. He tried to come inside. If he stayed on the outside, he would have been the type of pass. But Saka there wins the header. But Everton need to go and get after Arsenal a little bit more in terms of aggression.
Well, it's only 1-0, isn't it?
Yeah, but when they started to get a little bit more aggressive, the game started to open up there for Everton. So maybe second half, David and the staff will be saying that we need to get a little bit closer to them.
Well, let's see what happens in the second half, because Arsenal got in front against Wolves last week and then invited pressure late on, conceded a late goal, and then had to try and find a way to win the game again. But all the while it's 1-0, that means that the game has jeopardy. And they're coming forward now, Everton. Good link-up play between Barry and Alcaraz. He then sends it down the left towards Barry again. Barry makes up the ground very well on Saliba, who then judges his intervention perfectly, steps across Tierno Barry, the young Frenchman, pinches the ball, and Arsenal survived the possibility of a counter-attack. It was good athletic running from Barry, but the anticipation from Saliba was impressive.
Yeah, just too strong from too quick. He's a young player that's really grown into this Arsenal team, and his career here has been magnificent. Real leader in terms of performance, and scored some big goals as well, but showed great pace there.
A bit of a late challenge by Irabunum on Declan Rice, and that is the last act of the first 45 minutes. And 6 years to the day after asking everybody to trust the process, Mikel Arteta is about to get another Christmas number 1. Victor Gyökeres hadn't scored since November the 1st before tonight. He was gifted the penalty opportunity from his captain after Arsenal were gifted a spot kick by a ludicrous handball from Jake O'Brien. Arsenal in the box seat on the road. They lead at Everton by 1-0.
Thank you very much, Sam. An entertaining first half in many ways that kind of fizzled out towards the end of it. Everton just had a chance just then to get themselves back in the game, but they survived a couple of attacks from Arsenal and go in 1-0 at the break. We've got to talk about the penalty decision, Charlie Adam, because Jake O'Brien had not got away with one, because it absolutely was not a penalty, which was Gyökeres suggesting that he should have had a penalty for a push. It wasn't a push. He went down very easily. Then the resulting corner comes in, and I can only describe it from Jake O'Brien as you described it, as a moment of madness. It's like a basketball or a netball kind of defensive move, going up with both arms like that.
Yeah, Again, I'm just relaying it back to the PSV game for Van Dijk at Anfield, and he goes up with no real need to go up with the arm, but Jake goes up with both arms to actually try to palm it away. I think actually if he didn't, he was going to win the header, and Calafiori maybe just nudged him in the back to then put his hands in the air, but you were never getting away with it when the referee went over to the screen. And I think when, like I said in commentary, is that because you know that Arsenal are so good with the delivery, the movement and the power that they have at that sort of back post area, when you defend the corner, it's a real lift for the team. And to give away an opportunity to get a set play, a penalty with that handball is really frustrating. And you have to learn from that you can't be able to. You have to find a way of leverage, but you can't just stick your hands up in the air for no reason. And real blow to Everton, because they've done okay in the game. Arsenal have not really cut them open, or they've had a lot of the ball, of course Arsenal would, but they've not really had that real speed and that real dynamism in the play yet. But to give away that goal was really, really sloppy.
What's David Moyes going to be saying to them at half time? What are the positives?
Well, the positives are that there is opportunities for Everton. They've had a couple of set plays themselves, and we have to do better with that. Dwight McNeil puts one at the pitch, but be better with the ball in terms of be more relaxed and find passes. Not, too many times they've turned it over in positions where Arsenal then have been able to transition and counter-attack quickly. So when you get in that final third, be more relaxed, pick and choose your pass, and then when you can, try and risk the ball at the top end of the pitch. But in that middle of the pitch, there's more time than they think in the middle of the park for the players in there.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, we questioned where their goals were going to come from because of the players missing. 0 expected goals, 0 shots, 0 shots on target, 0 shots inside the box. 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yeah, and that's let's say when you lose that type of quality and that the quality of the player, of course it becomes harder. But Dwight McNeil's not really got into the game. Alcaraz has had moments, hasn't he? He's tried to break, and he's tenacious, and he'll fight and he'll scrap, and he's got good quality, but they've not been able to get close enough to Arsenal's goal.
And also they're going to be looking at Arsenal's bench, where you have Gabriel Jesus, Eberici Eze, Gabriel Martinelli, Noni Madueke, Ethan Nwaneri, Mikel Merino. I mean, he's got options if he wants, hasn't he? Mikel Arteta, that is for sure. A frightening bench for Arsenal if they choose to make some changes and really turn on the pressure in the second half. But it's been a decent defensive display, apart from that one misdemeanor by Jake O'Brien in that first half for Everton. Also half-time, and there have been goals in the other Premier League game this evening. Leeds hosting Crystal Palace at Ellen Road, a game you can hear live on Talksport 2 right now. But let's hear the story of the first half, shall we, from Talksport's Chris Hull.
Leeds 2, Palace 0. Leeds unbeaten in 3 going into this. Palace started the day in 5th, but Leeds thoroughly deserving their lead at the break. The 3 biggest moments of the half: Palace's Tyreek Mitchell getting away with what appeared to be the clumsiest of challenge on Aronson inside the penalty area. The officials waved it away, and I think Palace might have got away with one. But the Leeds goals and justice, however, came in the last 7 minutes before the break. The first was a long throw by Leeds captain Ampadu, such a dangerous weapon to have. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is free to slam home at the second attempt. Then deep into additional time, Calvert-Lewin with a brace and a close range header. He's now scored 6 in his last 5 Premier League games in a row. This one is live on Talksport 2. Leeds 2, Palace 0.
Thank you, Chris. At the break, it's Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Second half coming next, and we'll also hear from Arne Slot and Thomas Frank after Liverpool's 2-1 win over 9-man Spurs. This is Talksport.
Game day exclusive on Talksport with Sky Sports. Stream a festive month of sport this December on Sky Sports with a Now Month membership. 18 plus, stream via internet. Terms apply.
The beautiful game doesn't stop at the final whistle, and neither does the sun.co.uk. So you can go beyond the last kick with expert insight into the big moments and in-depth analysis of tactics, plus the latest breaking news and exclusives. And you can get it whenever and wherever you want it. To keep up with every kick, just head to thesun.co.uk. It's unbeatable.
This Christmas, McDonald's and the Elf on the Shelf are bringing festive tasks to your little ones, like writing a Christmas card for your postie.
Thank you. You're one happy helper.
Some fun, some food, it's all inside this Happy Meal. until the 30th of December from 11 a.m. Includes one pre-selected book or toy while stocks last. Subject to availability. Fair ordering policy applies.
Imagine a place where you can escape for a day. Get immersed in a world of rooms, inspiration and expertise. Where you can laze in luxury accommodation. And kids can feast from 95 pence. Tickets are free to everyone and include all the attractions. You've just imagined a day out at IKEA. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Incredible scenes here at the Village Hotel's Pub and Grill. Fans are taking their place in the fan zone with stadium-style seating, amazing views on huge screens, and we're underway. Lovely bit of dribbling there as she tackles the burger stack. Now they're getting down the wings. Sticky barbecue. Unbelievable. Oh, and he's hit the bar. And it's there. His favourite ice-cold beer. What a result. Catch every game live in the Pub and Grill at Village. Get in. Find out more at villagehotels.com.
He's having a blinder. He's clipped the post. He's looking formidable. Then... substitution. His game might be over, but yours isn't. With Betfair's Safe Sub, your bet simply rolls onto the player coming on. Playing a different league with Betfair.
Valid on selected leagues and markets only. Applies to singles, multiples and bet builder bets on qualified player outcome selections. Does not apply to odds boost. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
It's another day at Screwfix, and Mo Farah is learning the ropes.
So, Mo, with Click and Collect, we get orders ready fast. So customers are out of here and back to their jobs in as little as 1 minute. What are you doing?
Deep lunges. It's my warm-up. I need to be in peak condition for when orders come in.
Love that intensity, Mo. Laser focused. You might even have what it takes to beat my PB one day.
Back in a mo.
Click and collect in as little as 1 minute. Screwfix. No stopping you.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Watching the big game cozied up in the snug.
Another 7-0 win!
Balmy summer nights with the kids playing on the lawn.
We're playing real-life football!
But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 was under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
Game day exclusive on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
It's a myrrh-covered Monday night of very majestic Premier League football on Talksport.
Fulham versus Nottingham Forest.
Cork-popping build-up from 7. Fizzy full-match commentary from 8. It's a magical Monday night to very merry festive 50 football live on Talksport. Ho, 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 ho.
This is Game Day exclusive on Talksport. Faker Others with you at Hill Dickinson Stadium. Half-time in our live commentary with Arsenal leading Everton by a 1-0 thanks to Victor Gyökeres's penalty in the 27th minute. Coming up after us, Adam Cattrall and former Arsenal winger Perry Groves are going to be taking your calls. It's been a huge day of Premier League action. You know the number, 03717 223344. Give them a ring. The phone lines will open at full time in this game. They'll also bring you updates of day 5 of the third Ashes test. England need a miracle to avoid an embarrassing series defeat. But with the second half of our live Premier League game about 8 minutes away-ish, no, about 5 minutes away, I can't count. Let's get the latest odds from Betfair, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage.
Odds update on TalkSport with Betfair. Play in a different league this season with Safe Sub from Betfair. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
James Mackey is back with us. That goal from Victor Gyökeres, what does that do to the betting and the odds at half-time for this game? And, of course, with Leeds leading Crystal Palace by 2-0.
Yeah, we'll start with the Everton-Arsenal game, and Arsenal now as short as 1-6 off the back of Gyökeres giving them the lead. The draw now priced at 5-1 if Everton want to get back into the game, but even bigger price for Everton to come back and win the game now, Faye, at 25-1. And as you said, they have offered absolutely nothing going forward, haven't they? So if it's more the same, it's going to be a tough second half for Everton. As we mentioned there, Gyökeres, he got the opener for Arsenal from the penalty spot. He's 11-4 to grab a second in the game. Moving on to the Leeds versus Crystal Palace game. Leeds are in some fine form, aren't they? Fair play to them. Now 2-0 up at half-time and now 1-12 to go on and win the game in the second half. Palace, well, they need a spark from somewhere, don't they? And then 9-1 to come back and get a draw, and a similar price to Everton at 25-1 to come back and win the game in the second half. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he's in absolute fine form at the moment for Leeds. He's got both goals for them, and he can be back to 17-2 to get the next goal of the game and finish off his hat-trick.
Yeah, Everton could do with him, couldn't they, at the moment? Thank you very much, James. That odds update, all thanks to Betfair. For verification, see betfair.com. Over 18s only. Conditions apply. Go to gambleaware.org.
Odds update on Talksport with Betfair. Play in a different league this season with Safe Sum from Betfair. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Now in the 5:30 Premier League match, there was a massive clash at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium where two under-pressure managers faced each other as Spurs took on Liverpool. Liverpool picked up all 3 points with goals from Alexander Isak and Ugo Ekitike, while Spurs ended up with 9 men in that 2-1 defeat. Xavi Simon and Christian Romero were both sent off, and they lost at home for the 5th time this season. Talksport's Dave Rose spoke with the two managers after the game. We'll hear from Arne Slot in a second, but first, here's Thomas Frank.
Getting a 2-1 goal and get very close to get the 2-2. I actually think we probably deserved the 2-2 goal overall, and that would be a fantastic result on a night like this when things not going your way. So that's the biggest thing I take away. We can always discuss. I think we got on the wrong side on 4 big decisions today. I'm not saying all of them were blankly wrong. I just think we got on the wrong side. I think for me the biggest thing is the second goal. I don't understand how that cannot be disallowed.
3 points is even more than a result. That's a win, and that's why what we tried, what we came here for, and that's what we got. And so many times this season, I had to stand here and telling you guys that I think we deserved more, which we didn't get. And now, for 70 or 80 minutes, I think we had a good performance. But if this game would have gotten in the end to a 2-2, then I think that wouldn't be completely unfair if you look at the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, Spurs were all over them in the last 10 to 15 minutes. That final voice you heard, of course, Liverpool manager Arne Slot. Spurs boss Thomas Frank just before that. Christian Romero was part of the reason why Spurs couldn't get that equaliser. They had definitely tried, but Spurs' Xavi Simons had put them in a really sticky position early on, getting a red card for going down the Achilles of Virgil van Dijk. On Instagram, he's reacted to that red card, saying, "Mistakes happen. Virg is my captain. I would never intentionally hurt him or anyone. To my Spurs teammates, my manager and the fans, I take responsibility. I'm really sorry." Things just going bad to worse for Spurs at the moment. Some of the other results today, by the way, which have massively affected the Premier League table, because Manchester City beat West Ham by 3-0. 2 goals from Erling Haaland. 19 goals in the Premier League this season. He is absolutely on fire. I think it's 38 for the season for club and country in all competitions as well, which is some rate of scoring. Absolutely incredible. They're top of the table, as I say. However, Arsenal, as it stands, 1 up against Everton, so are retaking their place at the top ahead of Christmas Day. Earlier on in our 12:30 kickoff, which was live and exclusive on Talksport, it was a bit of a ding-dong at St James's Park. It finished Newcastle 2, Chelsea 2. Chelsea had to come from 2 goals down, though. Nick Voltemada had put Newcastle into an early lead, but in the second half, Chelsea came back out firing. Brilliant free kick from Reece James, and then João Pedro with the equaliser. Elsewhere, it was Wolves 0, Brentford 2 goals from Keane Lewis-Potter. Bournemouth 1, and Burnley got a late Armando Broja goal on 90 minutes to get an equaliser there. Brighton 0, Sunderland 0 was the other game of the day. And the music you can hear there means the players are on their way back out. The Arsenal players, first and foremost, out of the tunnel, leading by a 1-0. We'll find out whether Mikel Arteta is sticking with the 11 that put them ahead, or whether he's making any changes very shortly. The Everton players expected out of the tunnel any moment, because actually we've had nearly 16 minutes of half-time, which is much more than the 15 we are supposed to have, as the officials make their way out as we speak, and the Arsenal players huddle together in the right-hand side, with the Everton players gathering in the tunnel, waiting for their captain James Tarkowski excuse me, to lead them out. And I will hand you on to our commentary team for the second half, live and exclusively here on Talksport. A former Liverpool and Scotland midfielder Charlie Adam, alongside Talksport's chief commentator Sam Matterface.
You wouldn't have been struggling, coughing and spluttering if you'd had one of these cookies that we had at half time. They were great, by the way.
Always taste nice, better when somebody else pays for them as well, Sam, don't they?
Absolutely. Thank you, Faye, for those, by the way. We enjoyed those. I was at Crystal Palace the other night, talking to long half times, and the referee, I think, forgot to come out. And when he eventually did, he was waiting for the DJ to stop playing Faithless by Insomnia by Faithless. The DJ was waiting for the referee to blow his whistle, and in the end, can someone just make a decision? It was a proper standoff between the two. And we ended up waiting about 18 minutes before we started. We've had 17 minutes between the two halves here.
Somebody will be getting a fine here, maybe both clubs.
Yeah. We are off and underway in the second half. Arsenal unbeaten in the last 5 Premier League meetings with Everton, but didn't win either of their games against them last season. The last visit to Goodison ended in a draw. And since Arsene Wenger left the club, the Gunners have won just one of their last 7 trips to Everton. And Everton coming forward here with a ball down the right channel from Charlie Alcaraz, immediately on the front foot at the start of the second half in blue shirts, white shorts and blue stockings, attacking the goal away to our right. And Arsenal in the red-bodied jerseys with white sleeves and white shorts defending it and attacking the goal away to our left. The Arsenal supporters are housed in the bottom tier, the corner on the far side away to our left, where Arsenal was shooting in the second half. Long throw in towards the near post. The ball bounces kindly. There's a couple of hands there that go up. There's a suggestion that Zubamendi saw it struck his top of his hand, and the referee is just holding here whilst they investigate the possibility of an Everton penalty.
Yeah, it was good. It's interesting to see that Everton bringing Dwight McNeil out to drag another 2 Arsenal players out to open that front space in there. But it was a Charlie Alcaraz shot. No, it actually comes off Tino Barro's arm.
No penalty. I think Jurien Timber was closest to him, but I don't think it was ever going to be a penalty kick. It was very close proximity as well. Rice defending in the left full-back position, collects the throw-in and clears it high into the evening sky. It's up towards the middle part of the Everton half, where Michael Keane just caresses it into Tarkowski. He sends an up and under into the Arsenal penalty area, and it's being chased by Alcaraz. It's gathered by Raya, and Arsenal have it back again inside their own penalty area. A minute and a half gone in the second half. I'll go through the 2 11s for you. There have been no changes at half-time, and I know that, Charlie, you were thinking about the possibility of a change for Everton. It hasn't materialised.
No, I thought you might have changed Barry for Beto to try and affect that back line of Arsenal because of his power, and you know he can run in behind, and got experience against Arsenal previously, but he seems to keep Barry on the pitch, and let's say hopefully he gets an opportunity.
Well, Arsenal don't lose when they are in front on the road in the Premier League. In fact, they haven't lost any of the last 34 Premier League away games when they've been leading at half-time since a 2-1 loss away at Everton in December of 2021. Interesting. Here's Tarkowski in the dead centre of the Everton half, taking the ball forward, trying to move it upfield. Everton, who have got Pickford in goal, O'Brien, Tarkowski has been booked, Keane and Mikalenko. Irabunam and Garner, and then Alcaraz in midfield. McNeil and Grealish flanking Barry in attack. And this is McNeil swirling the ball out to the left-hand side, looking for the run of Jack Grealish. Grealish takes it on and tries to face up Jurien Timber, sends it back to Mikalenko, whose cross into the box is a good one, and the header is aimed towards Barry. I think he had it taken off him by Garner. It comes back out to Tarkowski, who recycles it. Barry's up there again. Charlie Alcaraz throws himself at the ball. It loops into the air, and it's caught by David Raya. 2 good chances.
Yeah, much better from Everton. Real positive. Dwight McNeil getting a half-turn, spraying it out to Grealish, getting cut back for Mikalenko, but good action there. McNeil never really had that much of a chance in the first half, wasn't involved as much, but good positive start second half from him.
Raya is the goalkeeper for Arsenal. The back four is Timber, Saliba, Nkapie and Calafiori. Zubamendi will hold in midfield with Ødegaard and Rice a little bit further forward. Saka and Trossard are on the flanks, and Gyökeres, who was much talked about in the press conferences before the game, Mikel Arteta saying he expected big things of him going forward, and has scored the only goal of the game at the top of the formation from the penalty spot after 27 minutes. So it's Everton 0, Arsenal 1, and this is William Saliba back after a 4-game absence in the match against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and is back in the team today. He'll soon have Gabriel back alongside him in the not-too-distant future. Mikel Arteta suggesting that injury is almost cleared up. Kai Havertz is training with the team, so there'll be extra pressure on Gyökeres to score because there will be somebody else breathing down his neck. Gabriel Jesus had a very long absence, but has subsequently returned. 329 days he was out for. Came back last week and made a big difference. He might well come off the bench here. Alcaraz again as the ball's turned over by Everton. Out to the wide right position, and Garner dispossessed by Calafiori. Picked up and sent forward for Gyökeres, who's running in behind, and he's got beyond Tarkowski. He's now met by Keane. He's still going down the inside left channel, trying to bundle his way through. The ball runs loose. He's still going. It goes through the legs of Pickford, who then eventually sits on the ball and then complains that he was fouled by Gyökeres, who was forcing his way through the Everton defence, almost like a battering ram there. And eventually Pickford emerges with the ball in his hands, and he will clear it upfield.
Yeah, it just all starts from Everton losing the ball and Jimmy Garner trying to nutmeg Calafiori. But when you say for Arsenal, that outside the pass, Gyökeres looking to run in behind, and when he gets going, he's a powerful lad, and he tried to just sort of batter his way through, and Everton got away with it. But
Saka onto Timber in the inside right channel, pulling it back to Bukayo Saka, and cleared behind Pickford by Tarkowski, who was about 3 yards off the line, but well stationed because Pickford was beaten, and he manages to kick the ball clear out towards the far side. That was good movement from Arsenal.
Yeah, brilliant from Timber and Saka. Slide down the side, inside for Saka to Timber, and just using the quality he has to cut it back, and Tarky does brilliant to get a leg to it. But as you could see, in one moment Arsenal could cut you open when they want.
Absolutely. Here is Nkapie, who is just left of the centre circle, guiding the ball back into the path of William Saliba. Saliba sends it out to the far side, and Jurrien Timber. Saka tries to beat Mykolenko, who's right up behind him, very tight to him, looking to turn. It runs into Michael Keane, and he fires the ball forward. Raya with a header away. It's out towards the left touchline. It's kept in by Trossard. Does well, just about. Arsenal have possession. The press is on from Everton. And Arsenal break this press, and there is a problem the other side. And Saliba is now steaming through a big wide gap. And it was a poor ball that he played in, and now Barry has got it, and he's got into the penalty area. He's brought down by Zubamendi, right on the edge of the box. The referee says no foul. It goes out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. The VAR will check it. How much contact was there? Zubamendi says that should be a yellow card for simulation.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they think, but it's brilliant play from Everton to win it back. No, I don't think it's enough.
I think he clicks his own heel or kicks back at Zubamendi and is looking for the foul.
Yeah, he's looking for the foul, but there again, Everton, Arsenal trying to force it into midfield. Garner wins, and that first pass forward is showing that they're right in and goal there, but I think Barry actually could have took a touch further forward and tried to get across Zubamendi, then maybe get a foul.
Yeah, well, that would have been the wiser option, wouldn't it? Instead, they've gifted possession. Ball's gone out over on the far side. Eventually it will be a throw into Everton. Just gets the blood up of those inside the stadium, though, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's much better from Everton. Aggressive, want to try and get after Arsenal and get this crowd lifted. It's been quiet the first half, but again, like you say, little action, maybe making a foul just to lift this crowd.
Ball's run through to Ødegaard. Ødegaard centrally now to Rice. Rice powering forward through the middle of midfield. He plays it wide and onto the path of Calafiori, who then switches and comes infield, runs into a bit of a cul-de-sac, loses the ball, and now Everton have got a counter-attack opportunity with Dwight McNeil careering forward through the inside right channel, trying to feed Charlie Alcaraz, but his pass into Alcaraz not precise enough. He was off balance when he released it, and it's gobbled up by the Arsenal defence. But Everton come back again after winning the ball inside their own half. Grealish onto Garner, and the two went on the same wavelength, and the ball runs out of play down the side of the box and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, now better, like I said, from Everton, better going and winning the ball back. The crowd's starting to get a bit of momentum as well. Grealish actually could have maybe just jinked his way inside, Ødegaard and Timber there instead of trying to roll the Gardner on the outside. But it's a good start from Everton second half.
9 minutes have been played. You're listening to Talksport in the second half, and it's Everton 0, Arsenal 1. And Everton Under a little bit of pressure here from Gyökeres. Sarkowski playing the ball back to the edge of the D, and then it's away by Pickford out towards the near side. Header infield by O'Brien, collected by Zubamendi. Rice and Zubamendi get themselves in a bit of a tangle, and there's a bit of space the other side of Rice for Charlie Gyökeres, who looks forward, tries to feed it down the right. He's just overpassed the ball into Dwight McNeil. It goes out of play, and it's out for a throw in the left full-back position. And that's where the frustration comes from the Everton fans. They get in promising positions and then can't produce.
Yeah, it's just that final little bit from Alcaraz there. Poor pass. Could have slid right into down the side, but overhit it. And Arsenal look really open at the moment, and I don't think Mikel like that. They want to keep it compact, but at the moment, one or two passes straight into that Everton back forward line, are opening it up, and then they're attacking.
Again, Arsenal just struggling to kill off a team after getting into a good position in the game. They controlled a lot of the game after the goal in that first half, but haven't killed off this Everton unit, who are without three key players tonight. It's Everton 0, Arsenal 1 on Talksport with Sky Sports. And don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Leeds versus Crystal Palace, live right now. Search Now Sports. O'Brien with a throw-in, 5 yards inside opposition territory. Guides it back to Michael Keane, who swishes the ball to the far side, and then Grealish will try and run infield, and he's being followed around by Jurrien Timber. Timber does brilliantly, but apparently a little bit too aggressive on Jack Grealish, who wins the foul. And then Pickford and Tarkowski go for the same ball. Oh, Gyökeres is going to be booked for that. Did he nudge the ball away?
Yeah, he kicked it away from Pickford and Tarkowski there, but I just think at times Grealish is brilliant 1v1. There's not many better in the league, but at times can he release it quicker? Maybe too many touches at times, and a possibility you see that now with Doku, with similar side of Man City, where he doesn't take as many touches as he used to, and he's playing a lot quicker. And I think that's where Grealish can maybe change his game a little bit in terms of maybe playing a little bit quicker and not have as many touches.
Tarkowski with a flick on into the box after a long ball forward. There was wrestling going on inside the penalty area. Grealish was appealing for a foul. Barry has gone down. It comes to the edge of the box, and it's slashed goalwards by Alcaraz and wide of the left-hand upright. Grealish straight into Sam Barrett, the referee, and says that was definitely a penalty. You've got to give it. Look at the monitor. The referee telling him to go away. He goes and checks on the status of Tierno Barry, and the VAR, Michael Salisbury, has been pretty busy. We'll look at this again. Barry was pulling back Saliba. There was a kick on the leg of Tierno Barry as he kicked through the ball there, William Saliba.
I've seen it given.
Yes.
I've seen him given in the Premier League.
Well, it's a possible. Let's just put it that way. It's a possible. Let's go off to Leeds and find out what the situation is there, and then we'll come back and find out whether a penalty has been given here. Chris Hull.
Exactly an hour on the clock. Leeds United 3, Crystal Palace 0. Leeds have been absolutely sensational this evening, and it's the captain, Ethan Ampadu. The ball comes into the penalty area. Ampadu's about 8 yards out, and he strikes it home. This one's live on Talksport 2. Leeds 3, Palace 0.
Are you giving a penalty for this one?
I think this is a penalty. I think I've seen these in the Premier League given.
So basically,
before.
He goes to kick the ball, misses the ball, and kicks Tierno Barry, who contacts the ball first.
He's got a big decision to make.
Underneath it, isn't he?
Yeah. As Barry actually makes contact with the ball, and Saliba actually kicks through the back of his Achilles. So
I think David Raya knows, and is coming over here. Oh my word! He was coming over. David Raya was coming over here to check to see whether or not he could get some information from the goalkeeping coach, because he thought it was going to be a penalty. And then they flashed up, decision, no penalty, no foul.
Oh, wow. Wow. Again, consistency in the Premier League. I thought it was a penalty.
Let's just paint the picture. The ball comes into the box. The two go up to challenge for it. Saliba makes first contact. It runs loose. It bounces up to about hip height. Tierno Barry sticks his foot out to try and win that. And as he does so, he does contact the ball, Barry. And Saliba kicks underneath into the back of his calf.
Yeah. Again, we've seen them given in the Premier League, so it's a decision that the referee makes, and the VAR team that they don't see it as a foul. But yeah, I'm surprised at it.
Well, the referee said no penalty, and there wasn't enough clear evidence to overturn it, according to Michael Salisbury. Ball into the box at the other end for Arsenal on the charge. I think David Moyes will have something to say about that when I speak to him a little bit later. those interviews will be live into the Sports Bar Weekender tonight from 10 o'clock. And you'll be able to have your say on all of the day's action. 03717223344. Looking forward to that from 10 o'clock tonight as I drive home. Adam Catterall, Perry Groves in the studio tonight. Foul on Tierno Barry, and it's Hincapié this time who has brought him down. The referee not giving a yellow card, just a free kick. It should have been a yellow card, Charlie.
Absolutely. Stop and play. It's a blatant foul. You know, he actually pulls him back. He's stop and play. That's
the definition of breaking up a promising attack.
David's gone mad. He's not too happy about that either.
It's a yellow card, and it's not given by Sam Barrett, the referee. The free kick is, and Dwight McNeil will take it, and that's only increased the annoyance of the Everton fans inside this ground. Everton 0, Arsenal 1 on Talksport, and we're hitting the hour mark on this Saturday before Christmas. McNeil with a long ball into the box. Raya has eyed it up and come all the way to grab it, and then immediately dispatched upfield and said to Gyökeres, you just fight with Mykolenko for it. And he did, and Mykolenko came off the best.
Yeah, good play from Raya there, kicking it. Good technique, but Gyökeres got to be stronger against Mykolenko, try and get his team up the pitch there. But Everton, like I said, started the second half really well. Barry now starting to impose himself on that back line of Arsenal, getting some fouls, helping the team get up the pitch. But they have to keep it going. Can they find that moment where they've got that bit of magic to really create something and score a goal?
Well, I said you could have your say on all the day's football. You certainly can. 03717223333 with Adam and Perry from 10 o'clock tonight. The Newcastle 2-2 draw will probably garner a few interesting views. Man City winning today. West Ham another defeat for them. Liverpool's win at Spurs was obviously full of debate and controversial decisions. Arsenal coming forward here. Are they going to be top of the tree at Christmas? They haven't quite seen this game out yet. They lead by a goal to nil, and they've got work to do to ensure they get all 3 points. Was that a foul throw by Declan Rice? The referee says play on, and Saka now gets towards the edge of the area and feeds Trossard, who's twisting and turning on the left edge of the box. He delivers across to the far post. Timber back into the dangerous area, comes back to him off of the Everton player, and then crossing towards Gyökeres, who's on the edge of the 6, and then it's given away almost by Jack Grealish, who just about reacted in time to nudge it into Mykolenko, who then feeds Grealish in the left full-back position. He clears, but Arsenal coming forward again after Saliba wins a header against Barry. Powered into Rice, who takes on Garner, then feeds Saka in the area, cuts it on his left foot. His shot is blocked by Michael Keane. It bounces into the left full-back area again, and it's away by Jack Grealish, and then up to Tierno Barry, who just can't hold it up at the moment. And as a result, Everton can't escape this pressure that Arsenal are putting on them, leading by a goal to nil. Now Odegaard has got it edge of the area right side. He feeds it into a more advanced position for Timber, gets it back the Norwegian, and then left-footed strikes the ball through the middle towards Calafiori. Wider onto Leandro Trossard, now attacking from the Arsenal left. The Gunners come forward with Everton trying to funnel back into shape. 5 and then a 4 in front of that to try and close all the gaps to make sure that there is no way through for the Gunners. Calafiori again, back into Trossard. Trossard just holds the ball, nudges it into Rice, and then back to Calafiori. Arsenal patient with their build-up play here, but their tempo has just slowed slightly, and that's allowed Everton to push them further back to the halfway line.
Much better from Arsenal in terms of winning the ball, keeping dampening this crowd, because the crowd were up in the atmosphere, and the players had a little bit of energy about them. So it's important now Arsenal keep the ball, keep moving it, keep dominating with what poor pass from Zubimendi. Sub coming here for Arsenal as well.
Yes, Gabriel Jesus is about to come on, and it'll be interesting to see who is replaced. 63 minutes on the clock. The fourth official has just got a little slip, I think, from David Moyes as well, and Beto's about to come on. It's going to be Jesus for Gyökeres, the goal scorer.
It's interesting that he's went with Jesus and not Moreno. Maybe thinking, with a bit of height, and with thought Moreno will set plays for Everton and stuff like that. But he's gone with Jesus and getting him some more minutes before this Christmas period.
Well, he was out for such a long time, wasn't he, after that ACL injury? But he's scored more goals against Everton than any other Premier League opponent, Gabriel Jesus. He loves scoring against the Toffees. and he's going to come on for the final 27 minutes here. But Arsenal have got the ball on the edge of the area with Rice, who's powering forward, and Trossard is arriving, and he's hit the post. A brilliant curling effort, which left Pickford completely stranded. If he'd hit the target, it was 2-0. He hit the outside of the Everton post, and Everton survived just about.
Yeah, brilliant play from Arsenal. Saka, Timber into Declan Rice, and his weight of pass is the difference between, you know, an Alcaraz or McNeil. Declan Rice just lays it on a plate for Trossard, and normally sticks this in the back of the net, and it's a good effort, but unfortunately for him, it's the outside of the post.
Well, he's made some key contributions this season, Leandro Trossard. 6 goals already, scored off the bench against Aston Villa, but he is frustrated that hit the outside of the post. Gyökeres replaced by Jesus, and it's going to be Barry for Beto for Everton. So both teams changing their strikers, Charles.
Yeah, I think Gyökeres, like you say, he's got his penalty, not really had too much of the action, could do better in terms of link-up play, but wants to freshen up. This for me is always a given. It was given, going to happen, but you know, Beto now will really ask questions of this back line of Nketiah and Saliba.
What are the key differences between Beto and Barry?
Well, I just think the physicality at the moment, understanding the Premier League, being able to get in behind teams, buying fouls, the experience of what Beto's got, just holding it up and buying the team fouls to get him up the pitch. At the moment, Barry's still a little bit lightweight in terms of his running power, what Beto's got. The goal scoring at the moment, both struggling to score the goals, but I just feel that there's a different outlay in terms of what you're getting from either striker at the moment in terms of off the ball.
25 to go. There's something happening off the ball over on the far side with Bukayo Saka. He's gone down. And the referee keen to play on here. He's got his hand in the air and he wants to get treatment. Arsenal eventually allow the ball to run out of play, and that will allow for some treatment. Pickford's actually gone across there just to check on the prognosis of his England teammate, and it gives Arsenal the chance to medicate him, make sure he's okay. Earlier on today, Newcastle 2, Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 1, Burnley 1, Brighton 0, Sunderland 0, Manchester City 3-0 winners at home against West Ham. Brentford win away to Wolves, who lose again. It was an unbelievable game between Spurs and Liverpool. Unbelievable for some of the things that happened. And Xavi Simons, who committed a foul which led to a red card after a VAR review on Virgil van Dijk, has posted an apology on his Instagram page in the last hour or so, saying he's sorry not only to his national team captain, but to his Spurs teammates and supporters and managers as well for what he did today. He would never intentionally hurt someone, he said. Well, he hurt his team, and Liverpool went on to win that game by 2-1, and then Romero got sent off as well for tangling with Konate after already being on a yellow card. Everton 0, Arsenal 1 is the score here. And over on Talksport 2 right now, you can listen to Leeds against Crystal Palace, where it's 3-0 to Leeds United. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has scored twice, and Leeds United very much a changed outfit ever since that half-time tweak against Manchester City, Charlie Adam.
Yeah, I just like to say what a moment, doesn't it? A moment could change the season. At the moment, for Leeds United, they're in a good role, and been a lot of pressure on Daniel Farke since, you know, when he got promoted. Was he good enough for the Premier League? His record at Norwich was poor, but you know, he seems to be getting a good tune at that Leeds squad at the moment, and they invested heavily to get Calvert-Lewin, and he's repaid them so far this year.
Well, Saka is back up. I think it was Grealish who trod on his ankle off the ball by accident, which is a shame for Bukayo Saka, who's back on his feet now and looking to receive this ball from Calafiori, which is sent well into Saka's path, and then he finds Ødegaard brilliantly, turns it back into the edge of the penalty area. Zubamendi is arriving. He's hit the frame of the goal as well. The base of the post rattles as Zubamendi cracks it from the edge of the box. He got there just ahead of the defender, who was trying to stop that Ødegaard ball, that cut back to the edge of the box from reaching the Spaniard. But he slapped it hard and low, and it hit the frame of the goal.
Yeah, it's a brilliant run from Ødegaard, good quality, and Zubamendi from the edge of the box, smash it against the post. But again, it's ball out to Saka, and then Ødegaard running from that 8 position, and just a little slide. You see it a lot from Arsenal, and Zubamendi backing the play up well, and he hits outside the post. But they said they're dangerous when they're on this break, Arsenal.
Well, There's still 20 plus minutes to go. Arsenal have scored more goals and have the joint most wins against Everton than any other club they play against. If they post another win today, they will be top over the festive period. But they haven't had it all their own way tonight. And they haven't had it all their own way when they've been Christmas number one. They've done it 4 times before and never gone on to win the title. Maybe it might be a good omen not to be top on Christmas Day.
Yeah, but I think it's always nice to be at the top and everybody else chasing you. Just learn from the experiences, and at some point, like you say, it might be a year, but a lot of football still to be played.
Free kick given by the referee for a foul by Calafiori on Jake O'Brien. What was your favourite Christmas number one? You got a go-to Christmas tune? Or you're not really into
No, I'm not. My music taste in
music.
music.
Are you a Grinch?
No, I'm not a Grinch. I love music, but my taste is all over the place, Sam. I could go from Susan Boyle to Deacon Blue to UB40. I listen to a lot of different...
Eclectic.
Yeah, just not a big R&B fan.
A free kick on this near side. It's going to be taken by Garner. He hits it into the centre of the goal. It's headed against Nkapie. It wasn't a handball, despite the protest. The ball is flicked on by Keane straight into the arms of David Raya, and Arsenal will clear again. And a big long throw out towards the right-hand side. We saw Robert Sanchez assist a goal earlier on today, and Aaron Ramsdale almost do the same. Here is Jesus, holds it up brilliantly, feeds it into Ødegaard. Rice joining the attack now. On towards Saka, inside the area, little back heel back towards Rice. The idea was right, but just couldn't quite execute it, and it comes out to this near side. Here is Calafiori. A little bit of room for Zubamendi, who sprays a ball out to the far side. Timber sets up for a cross and then cuts it back to Gabi Jesus. In it goes to Ødegaard. Jesus continues his run. Ødegaard bounces it off of Irapud and then plays it down the side for Saka, and then Timber and Saka get in each other's way.
Actually tackled each other, but good interlink with Saka and Jesus there, but Timber actually getting in the way of Saka. He's actually smiling there, laughing now, but no, real good positive play from Arsenal.
You're listening to Everton nil Arsenal 1 on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it, book now at enterprise.co.uk.
What's your music? Are you?
I'm a bit like you. I can swing with the old Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
I can go. I can do a bit of R&B, I can do a bit of 70s, I can do a bit of 80s. I love a bit of alternative from the Britpop era, but also some modern stuff as well. I like dance music.
Yeah, I love dance music. I was brought up with dance music, but yeah, I like a lot of different things. Lewis Capaldi, everything.
I've recently got into a bit of country, I've got to be honest.
I remember you saying that. Yeah, that was the old boots and hat, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think I just like the dressing up, Charlie, to be honest with you. Ball sent down the side. Towards the Everton penalty area, and they pick it up on that left-hand side on the Arsenal penalty area. Everton trying to fashion a chance, and Beto did really well to tussle with Saliba and emerge with the ball there, and Everton just putting a little bit of pressure on here as they come down the outside on the right-hand side. It goes back to McNeil, whose long cross into the box is going to be claimed by Raya, and he pulls it in. We've got a bit of an explanation about that penalty 15 minutes ago. It took a bit of time, but we've got it eventually from the Premier League Match Centre. The referee's call of no penalty to Everton was checked and confirmed by VAR, with it deemed that the contact from Saliba on Barry wasn't sufficient for a penalty.
Yeah, again, it's the ruling, but you could see it when he goes to lift his leg and he takes his touch high and he kicks him, but yeah, it's the rules and what we're seeing at the moment, inconsistency. I see it.
Good tackle by Ira Bunham in the middle of the park on Gabriel Jesus, and he's won it back for Everton, who now are releasing McNeil down the right hand side, and Nkapie comes out, and the Ecuadorian slides the ball out of play and away for a throw in halfway inside his own territory. Everton behind to Arsenal by 1-0 going into the final 16 and a half minutes of the game, and the Gunners know they have to stay concentrated because so many of their goals that they've conceded this season have come in the latter part of the second half. Given away cheaply though by Tarkowski, and now Ødegaard has got the chance to switch it out towards the far side, and he does that, and Saka is scampering. He's spaced up Keane, he's gone on the outside, he tries to get his shot away, it cannons off of Michael Keane and then back off of Bukayo Saka, and it squeezes behind and away for a goal kick. Saka not happy, but it's the goal kick that's been given.
Yeah, it all comes from Tarkowski trying to force a pass. Declan Rice reads it really well, opens up, plays it to Saka, but McKean delays. I think he's had a brilliant season, Michael Keane, from where he was in terms of last season. Confidence, played really well at the back end of the season, got his new contract, and obviously Jared Branthwaite's been out all season, and he's really stepped up this year. Done brilliant there against Saka.
Well, the table is changing all the time, but Everton started the weekend in 9th. So congested is it that they were only 2 points behind Crystal Palace at the start of the weekend, and they're going to end the weekend, as it stays like this, only 2 points behind Crystal Palace. They'll be in 10th instead of 9th, though. They'll still be in the top half of the table, but they find themselves in a bit of a sticky spot here. They've got to try and find a way back into this game, and Arsenal will be big favourites to go on and complete the victory, and if they do that, they'll be top at Christmas. Ball out of play off Trossard. 2 changes coming, and a chance to see Merlin roll, who is very well regarded actually by the Everton players and staff. He's had a bit of an injury and came back to training last week. And Tyler Dibbling, who's going to replace Dwight McNeil. So Alcaraz and McNeil off, and Dibbling and Roll on.
Yeah, a couple of good signings in the summer. Roll and Dibbling. I remember when we went in January, we looked at them there, but it's a big moment for Merlin Roll to really get up to speed. He's shown some glimpses, not enough in terms of the fitness levels, but hopefully he can get up to speed and start to contribute. Dibbling's a young player, young talent that, you know, he's one for the future, but he is a very good player and done really well at Southampton.
He's only played 88 minutes of Premier League football for Everton, but he's had a few sporadic introductions in the last few weeks for the Toffees, who need an injection of something going forward, because they haven't really created any chances in the game. That's been the biggest issue. Tarkowski clipping it forward up towards Saliba and Beto. Beto's done brilliantly to try and nudge the ball away from him. It doesn't quite work out in the end, and it goes back to the left full-back position, and it's cleared away by Calafiori. Up it goes again. Won by Tarkowski. Everton trying to just get a foothold in the game, because the longer the game goes on, of course, the more just one moment of magic or a little slip from Arsenal will change the picture. Yet to really test David Raya in the goal, but here's Beto holding off Saliba, who is causing a few problems for with his physicality. The ball spills into the D, and it's cleared away by Arsenal, but out only as far as a throw to Everton on the far side, and Mikalenko wants to get it moving. Just the one shot on target so far for Everton. 4 shots in total. They have an XG of 0.19, so they haven't looked likely to score thus far. But there are 13.5 big minutes still remaining here on Talksport on this Saturday evening. If you're coming in from your Christmas shopping, or you've been out at the Christmas markets, you've just stuck a pizza in the oven and turned on Talksport, thank you very much for lending us your ears. Maybe you're a cabbie working tonight, hoping to get a nice big fare. Well, good luck to you. Everton looking for one last big chance, or one big chance full stop, as they come forward with Grealish over on the far side. Ball played into Garner. Garner travels and then plays it out towards the far side, the right. It's picked up by Tyler Dibbling. Dibbling just threatening to go down the outside, then comes and plays it a little bit safer into the centre. Tarkowski flicks it into the air. It's headed by Roll, but Beto can't get on the end of it, and it's gobbled up by the goalkeeper. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. For the latest odds, you can head to Betfair, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get 50-1 for Everton to come back and win the game. The draw is 13-2. Arsenal to see this one out, 10-1 on. That's all thanks to Betfair. Playing a different league this season with Safe Sub from Betfair. 18+. Gambleaware.org.
Well, there's definitely every chance of getting a good fare to London, isn't it? We are National Rail at the moment.
I'm not saying anything. Not saying anything. Yeah. If I have another broken route, I'm driving tomorrow. I'm not risking the train. I'm fed up with it.
And the prices of them.
Oh.
But as I said, a bit better there coming on. He makes things happen for you, gives you an opportunity to maybe get a ricochet or something to fall for somebody else just because of his getting in around it there. But Arsenal know that Everton are still in this match with 10-12 minutes to go, that they really need to be wary of what could happen. And another goal would kill the game, but the longer this game goes on, we've seen it again, Aston Villa a few weeks ago, that they're always got that opportunity to score. What a pass.
Lovely pass from Odegaard out towards the right hand side, overlapping is Timber, and it's brilliant defending by Mikalenko, who not only blocks the cross but manages to help it onto Timber, and it bounces behind and goes out for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. Excellent. Martinelli coming on. He replaces Trossard. It's like for like, and that might just add an extra injection of pace into the attack.
Yeah, good substitute. Come on. Martinelli, I think he's a very good player, but Trossard, again, since he's come from Brighton, I think he's been excellent for Arsenal in good periods of what he's done, but good sub, good speed, getting up to that top end of the pitch now as Everton start to tire, looking to try and get Martinelli on the ball.
It's interesting, isn't it, because they've only changed 2, Arsenal, and they have got another fixture in 72 hours, and I just wonder whether or not that's because the likes of Eze, the likes of Norgard, Madueke, Marino, Lewis Skelly will feature heavily in that League Cup quarter-final on Tuesday night live on Talksport.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's maybe what Mikel will be looking at, is that, get them boys some game minutes, and they'll play there, and then obviously they've got the league game after that. So no, he could be thinking that a lot of their boys will play then, but they need to get this job first and foremost done.
A couple of big games to come as well. Aston Villa and Liverpool incoming for Arsenal in the next few weeks, and they are both live on Talksport. Let's go off to Chris Hull, who's got an update from Leeds.
Leeds 3, Palace 0. 7 minutes left. Dominic Calvert-Lewin with a brace, but should have had a hat-trick. The ball coming to him swiftly underneath the crossbar, but he misfired. Stroikers also had a header cleared brilliantly by Henderson off the goal line. Leeds set to go 4 unbeaten, and now have got huge belief. Leeds 3, Palace 0.
Yeah, they certainly have. And when you think about where they were just a few weeks ago, they're going to go above Nottingham Forest tonight. And Forest don't play till Monday night live on Talksport. But more importantly, Charlie, there's 6 points now between Leeds United and West Ham United.
Yeah, again, tough afternoon for West Ham away at Man City. You know that it's always going to be tough, but the goal difference now. Look at the goal difference of West Ham is difficult. Wolves.
16, minus 16, compared to minus 8 for Forest and minus 7 for Leeds United. It's like an extra point.
Even the job that Sean's done since he's gone to Nottingham Forest as well.
Yeah, shouldn't be underrated. 9 minutes to go. 52,513 inside this magnificent arena tonight, and a chance late on for Jake O'Brien to swing the ball into the penalty area. A throw-in on this near touchline. He's going to propel this high into the evening sky, midway between the edge of the penalty area and the byline. It's half cleared by Nkapie, then by Calafiori, one back by Irabunum. Calafiori's intercepted, and the counter-attack is on here. Martinelli is leading it, and he's got 2 in attendance in the middle of the park. He's being held up, though, by James Garner, who did very well, actually, just to push him towards the touchline and stop him from running down the outside, and that just slowed the Arsenal progress.
Yeah, it's easy for Jimmy Garner there just to dive in and take a booking, but he's one booking away from suspension. That will rule him out, and that's something that they don't need at the moment. So he done really well to delay Martinelli because he's quick.
8 minutes to go. Here is Rice back to Nkapie. Just looking at some of the insights that are coming through to us. David Rice made 4 catches so far today, which is the most in a Premier League game since November 2024. What does that tell you about the delivery into the box?
Yeah, it's not been the best, and that was something that we spoke about when I was here as set play coach, is that we can have all the movements and we can have that, but if you don't have the players and the delivery to deliver it where you want it, then it becomes a problem. And that's where Arsenal have been so good over the last few years, is because this man on the ball now, where number 41 is taking his level of delivery and his quality with his passing to another level on Declan Rice.
He's fed it into Jurrien Timber, who then in turn has found Saka on the outside. He comes back into Timber inside the area, back to goal, lovely little turn, feeds it to Ødegaard, who's running into traffic, but he manages to squeeze it back to Declan Rice. He goes back wide to Timber, and Arsenal on the attack here as we go into the 84th minute of the game. Back to Rice once more, then across to Zubimendi. Lots of players committed to the attack here. Zubimendi pushes the ball into the path of Gabby Jesus. Jesus faces up O'Brien, runs down the left side of the box, then nudges it back infield to Zubimendi, and then across into Saliba. Saliba now trotting up to join the Arsenal advance, and then Ødegaard just gets the wrong side of Jack Grealish, who then tried to pull him back. The ball breaks down, it's turned over by Everton, and Merlin Roll is trying to release and get up the pitch for Everton. He needs a bit of support, but no one's getting up with him, and that's what's generating a bit of frustration from the Everton crowd, that no one had the energy to join the attack. They've had to go backwards rather than forwards. Roll puts it straight out of play on the far side when he was trying to find Grealish. It's out for a throw-in the right full-back position. Just a lack of quality.
Yeah, exactly that. And we've seen it 2 or 3 times over this game, Sam, is that when you get up there, you need bodies to join you and break quickly. Everton just couldn't get any players up the pitch.
Why was that?
Tiredness or
fatigue,
yeah, fatigue, because Arsenal ask you a lot of questions out of possession. You know, your fitness levels have got to be very, very good, and they do in terms of high intensity, distance. They ask you a lot of questions, so maybe a little bit of fatigue starting to kick into these Everton players now, because it's been the same players that have been playing regular for a long time now, you know, and they've got a big period coming up now in terms of the games over the Christmas period. So losing the 2 or 3 players, they had four defenders on the bench today. So it shows where the squad's at, and the difference in the two teams is, you know, 100 million for Declan Rice, and you know your top players are 20-30 million for, you know, a Dibbling or something like that for Everton. So yeah, it's a big gap, but Davies got to try and close that, because they want to compete at the top end of the league in terms of getting back into Europe, and you know that's the goal in the next few years.
Good work by Garner, who tries to release the ball for Beto, but that's going to be swept up by Saliba, who just had to check his wing mirrors because Beto was hunting behind him, and he's still doing so. Willing running from Beto, who's then trying to get up and put pressure under David Raya. He's now running over towards Nkapia, who's bringing the ball forward. Arsenal managing to deal with that. You mentioned about how busy the Christmas period is and they don't want to lose anybody else. Well, the next 4 opponents, Everton, after today, are all currently in the bottom 6. And that might give them a little bit of encouragement, because they can't beat the teams that play in the Champions League. We've already mentioned that tonight. But they might have a better chance of doing that against lower grade opposition. Rice travelling down the inside left position. Good challenge by Irabunum. He's been a few of those tonight, Irabunum. Picked up by Dibbling, who's trying to drag them up the pitch. Well won by Declan Rice. The ball goes out on this near side. It goes out for an Everton throw, though. And there are 4 minutes of added time. It's probably about this time when I should tell you that 40% of Arsenal's goals conceded this season have come in the final 10 minutes of the match. The highest percentage of any Premier League team.
So again, are they suffering from a bit of fatigue and mental block at the back end of the game? So it'll be interesting to see how much money we get, extra time, but also these 4 minutes here.
Rice, after the knockdown from Jesus, sends it into Ødegaard, who finds Saka. Saka takes on Mikalenko, goes on the outside. Brilliant from Saka. Can he get past the last defender? And the challenge comes in from Keane, nudges it out of play just in the nick of time. I just wonder whether he needed to take on Michael Keane and whether he could have just cut that back to Ødegaard, who'd wandered into the centre of the box, Charlie.
Yeah, he just took that extra touch where he didn't need to. He done brilliant to go by Mikalenko. Good power, good pace to get by him. But then he had the opportunity and he tried to go again past Michael Keane, but Keane does well to knock it out for a corner.
You're listening to Everton 0, Arsenal 1 on Talksport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it, book now at enterprise.co.uk. Here's the change, and Martin Ødegaard is coming off, and on comes Mikel Merino. And Ødegaard, has he already wandered off the pitch? No, he's coming off on this near touchline. They're taking their time over. They're going to do it at this corner, so Merino is going to come on. And with his height and physicality and ability to meet the ball, you wouldn't be surprised if he got first contact from this corner, especially with Saka's delivery from that far side. So Merino is on, having already scored this season on 5 occasions. He's actually got 14 goals for Arsenal, and 8 of them have been headers. And he's gone to the collection of red shirts at the back edge of the 6-yard box, who will look to run across the front of the goalkeeper here as this ball goes in from Bukayo Saka. The corner kick taker swings it in, left-footed, in towards the near post, and they all go up for it, but it's headed away quite cleanly by the Everton defence. Martinelli shuffles it back to Zubamendi, and it goes back out wide to Saka, who once again will try to attack. 1-0 to the Arsenal with 2 minutes to go. There's been a goal at Leeds. We'll be back there very shortly at the conclusion of this attack. It's Rice out to the wide left. Now it's taken on by Martinelli. He looks to face up the defender and go on the outside. Instead he tries to roll his studs over the ball, hold it up, just keep Arsenal on the front foot. No need to risk it at this stage, leading by 1-0. Managing the game out might be the better option for an Arsenal team that have conceded so many late goals over the course of a season. Nkapia back to the halfway line. Let's go to the goal at Leeds. Chris Hull.
Yeah, we're deep into added time. It's Leeds 3, Palace 1. It's merely a consolation for Palace. Justin Devaney slotting the ball home after Perry brings down the Palace striker. And it's now Leeds 3, Palace 1.
Thank you very much, Chris Hull. That game continues over on Talksport 2. And if you want to give yourself a little bit of a Christmas treat, why not download the Talksport app? You can flick between the two stations. There's so many other bits and pieces on there, some good content from the video team. They do a great job, and the podcast team as well. Lots for you to unwrap at Christmas. Here is Martinelli, just trying to get forward down this left-hand side. He had 2 for company and then ended up giving the ball away, but then Merlin Roll did the same thing, and Calafiori has found Marino into the penalty area. It goes, and Tarkowski almost puts it into his own net. In fact, it went just wide of the left-hand upright, but he got in front of Pickford and sort of nudged it almost into the far corner, and it trickled behind and out for a corner kick, Charlie.
Yeah, just Melvin Rolls just trying to play round the corner, and he doesn't actually see Calafiori there, and Calafiori steps on brilliantly, plays into Marino, slides it in, and Tarky actually doesn't see it coming, he sees it late, and it turns round the post, and now Arsenal got another corner here. But just going back to Arsenal in terms of this is the sort of work that they do. The goalkeeper's got a big part in the corner. So if you see where the goalkeeper stood here, and you can't see in the radio bit, this looked like the Arsenal going to go to the back post.
They go towards the near post instead, and it almost goes straight in from Bukayo Saka, and it's punched away by Jordan Pickford. 6 minutes of added time. Saka down the left-hand side. Cross into the box. He's aimed towards the far post. He goes all the way through to Jesus, who just sends it right the way through the penalty area again. Saka keeps it alive and will turn it back from the right side of the area into the danger zone. It comes to Nkapie, and then it falls on the chest of Timber. It's still not clear. Down by Martinelli. Picked up by Nkapie. Back into Gabriel Jesus down the left side of the box. He goes past Irabunam, still dancing towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Across comes O'Brien and eventually gets it clear. But they really struggled to get that ball out of their own penalty area there, Everton, as Arsenal put the pressure on.
Yeah, couldn't get it out. They're trying to scramble it, but good feet again from Jesus. Looks sharp since he's come on. Had some actions, holding it up, but good feet, and probably could have crossed it in, but he looked to try and have a shot. But just going back to the corners there, Arsenal, the goalkeeper has a big part to play in where the corner's going to go. So the set play coach, when you actually watch Arsenal, and this is just because of the set plays I was doing last year, is that the kicker never ever looks at whoever's in the box. It's actually an Odegaard or Saliba might tell the kicker where it's going to go, but that's coming from the bench, and the goalkeeper decides it's going to go front or it's going to go back, just where he stands on the halfway line of the pitch. So a lot of detail really goes into what Arsenal are doing.
That is amazing insight. I'm not sure too many people would realise that. Here is the corner, the throw-in on the near side by the corner flag, which Calafiori is going to take as we wander into the second of 6 added at the end of the game. Arsenal about to win a Premier League game on the road for the first time since November the 1st at Burnley. It's the last time that Gyökeres scored, and he scored again, and it's going to prove to be the winner here. Jesus into the box, looking for Martinelli. Down the left side of the penalty area, trying to keep it alive. And it did just go out of place, and that's going to be a goal kick. Well, this Christmas, Arsenal fans can enjoy the mistletoe and no whining, because they're going to be top of the table. And that's going to be a welcome relief for those Arsenal supporters who have just seen their team have a little bit of a stutter. I know there was quite a lot of talk about the Arsenal wobble because their lead had been eaten into, but it is just one defeat in 22 games, Charlie. Yeah. It's hardly a wobble, is it?
No, absolutely not. The record is incredible, and the way they've played has been amazing. I think Mikel and what he's done, how they play the game, and trying to find the little nuggets that make them better all the time. One defeat in 22 is incredible, but you know, the draws and that's just what happens in the Premier League, that every game you're competitive.
And you have to stick at your task even when it's not going your way. And it hasn't always gone their way tonight. They've had just one shot on target, and that was the penalty. Here is O'Brien. Little back heel into Dibbling. Well won by Declan Rice. The ball runs loose. Tarkowski forces it into the box. It's not a great clearance by Zubimendi. Out comes Raya and grabs it. And then it's pummeled upfield, down towards the left for Gabriel Jesus, who wins a header despite the presence of King. He wins the second ball, but O'Brien gives it to Calafiori. 94th minute of the game. Arsenal leading by a goal to 0. Raya again pummels it forward down the left. O'Brien looking to deal with it, heads it almost into the path of Rice. Then back to Jesus, who's a bit of a nuisance figure. Back to Rice again. Travels down towards the corner flag, trying to keep away from Dibbling. Looking to win a foul maybe, or just keep hold of the ball. He's got Calafiori in support now, and Jesus is there as well. Arsenal keeping the ball in the corner and just making sure they don't give it away, but Calafiori does just that. Now Everton have the chance to escape. And then Marlon Rule gives the ball away again. And that's going to frustrate the Everton players and the supporters who just want a bit more from their team. Marino gives it away. Tapped away by Hincapié. There's been a lot of scrappy football as we go into stoppage time, Charlie. I mean, a lot of that's got to be down to fatigue and people just getting a little bit nervy.
Yeah, but I think a lot of technical errors as well. It's not a lot of it is, some of it is fatigue, but a lot of it is technical as well. That even Melvin Rowe, just simple pass that we just have to slide down the side to Beto, and he doesn't get it there.
It's gone deep from Pickford into the Arsenal penalty area. Rice heads it away, but it's only to Diblin, who's on the near side, the right. He looks to try and get the cross in low, but it's blocked by Rice. It will be cleared away, and he thumps it upfield. Arsenal just hoping to get over the line here. Mikalenko gets in front of Martinelli, guides it back to Pickford. Pickford then sends it over to the far side, but it's going to be Jurrien Timber who gets that back first. We're into the final minute of stoppage time at the end of the 90. The Gunners will be 2 points clear at the top of the table. Everton 10th in the Premier League as a result of this tonight. Here is Grealish over on the far side. A little clip from Saka. Oh, they've given away a free kick in a dangerous position in the final minute of stoppage time. And this free kick will take place 6 steps in from the left touchline, about 12 yards inside Arsenal territory. It's a way out, but they can find this ball into the penalty area from Jimmy Garner's right boot.
Yeah, he just got to go and hang it up and allow the big boys just to go and attack it.
Well, the big boys are certainly up. Keane and Tarkowski and Beto are in the penalty area, but it's going to be a red shirt that gets on the end of it, and Capier's header nods it clear, and Mikalenko will see it all the way back to his goalkeeper. And the referee is being urged to blow the full-time whistle. 6 minutes have been played here. Arsenal dropping deep. Pickford launching it forward. It's aimed in towards Tarkowski. Calafiori away. There's the full-time whistle. And it's victory for Arsenal. Arsenal will be Christmas #1. And this year, to save him from tears, Arteta hopes that the Gunners can do something special. Victor Gyökeres's first goal since November the 1st gives them their first win on the road in the Premier League since that first day in November. Everton's absences certainly hurt them, but their season won't be defined by the Premier League's top band hitting the high notes. And a couple of times tonight, they hit a few flat ones, really. They only had one shot on target, Arsenal, and that was from the penalty kick, inexplicably given because of a handball by Jake O'Brien, who no one can really work out what he was attempting to do. That was a major turning point in the game. That was the moment where Arsenal took control. There were a few scary moments right at the very end, but David Raya didn't have to do very much. 6 years ago, Arsenal gave him a route into manager. He says, trust the process. Well, maybe finally, Mikel Arteta and Arsenal's dreams will come true. They're top at Christmas. Will they be top at the end of May? Everton 0, Arsenal 1.
We will find out. Thank you very much, Sam Matterface. We've got another goal at Ellen Road. They are deep in stoppage time there. Chris Hull, who's it gone to?
Oh, it's Leeds United. It's Leeds 4, Crystal Palace 1. It's an absolutely stunning, right-footed free kick by Anton Stack, and the Palace goalkeeper, Dean Henderson, is rooted to his spot. It's absolutely beautiful, and it just puts a seal on a marvellous Leeds United performance. Leeds 4, Crystal Palace 1.
Yeah, all 3 points staying at Ellen Road. Thank you very much, Chris. We'll get a full-time wrap-up very shortly. It finished here, Everton 0, Arsenal 1. In, let's face it, not the most exciting second half of football. Lots of sloppy play, but you expect that sometimes this time of year because, as Sam said in commentary, the players are tired, Charlie Adam, but Arsenal good for the 3 points in the end, or will Everton be kicking themselves?
Yeah, you're always kicking yourself when you could do more. I think Everton could have done more and asked more questions, but like I said in commentary, turned the ball over too much, silly mistakes, giving the ball away, kicking the ball at pitch, technical errors, but that Arsenal team were proficient. They scored the goal, and seen the game out well enough to look like they were, they're a team that, without really playing well, got the job done.
And is that the mark of a champion?
I think there's a long way to go. There's a lot of football still to go, but each game they tick off, they'll believe that they can become a champion, but they know that there's a lot of big clubs in behind them, and again, January window's coming. Arsenal will look to strengthen, Man City will look to strengthen, Aston Villa still in the mix, Chelsea, so there's still a long way to go, but coming to a place like this is a tough place.